Hello once again and welcome to Richmond Football and Radio Troy Digital Sports. This is the Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. Great to have you with us here at Leibold Field in Richmond for North Central Conference football. Tonight, the Red Devils coming off a loss last week on the road at Indianapolis Tech, 32-7. They'll take on the Muncie Central Bearcats coming in off a win over Anderson last week by a final of 49-19. Troy Dargowski, Brendan Evans, Ryan Miller will be joining us a little bit later as well. Go back to last week for a moment, which, if you're the Richmond coaching staff, they don't want to go back to last week. It's all fixable stuff, but it was stuff that really cost them the ball game. And, you know, a break here or there, and if they don't jump off sides, I think they were double digits in penalties. They're probably at least in that game at some point, but they had way too many penalties.
Yeah, they just had a bunch of mental errors that shouldn't have happened. They just weren't focused, they weren't disciplined, and in the end, that's just cost them the ball game.
On the other side, an offense, when you look at what they were able to do against our defense, and I know they put up the points last week against Richmond at 32 points. The defense was on the field way too long, and again, because your offense made so many mistakes, they've got to turn that around here tonight as well. So, from what you know this week in practice, what have they done to try to get themselves ready and more focused in this one than they were last week?
Right, well, I know they did a lot more opportunity time, which is, you know, sprints up and down the field or 5 push-ups every 10 yards.
That's an opportunity, huh?
Yeah. Opportunity to get better. They did a lot of running this week, a lot of disciplinary situations, just to beat it into them.
Yeah.
You don't jump off sides.
Yeah. Well, and again, we can talk about focus and such, and that's something that you generally – I haven't seen that many penalties in a game, especially when they're trying to run that slot man in motion, and that's where it really came. Now, they said, talking with Coach, and you're going to hear from him in just a little bit, that they thought Tech was yelling some things, and that was not something that the offensive line was used to. Ended up jumping off sides because of the chatter on the other side of the football. But you got to, as an offensive lineman, you got to take that out of your mind and just focus on the football itself, and that's going to be a key again tonight.
Right.
All right, so now, you look at Muncie Central. Got a win last week. Their only win last year was over who? Richmond. There you go.
Yeah.
They put up 49 points last week against Anderson. They get their first win of the season. It was the ground attack, and that is something the Red Devils will have to challenge here tonight, is the ground attack, because Richmond has had their issues in holding on and tackling the right way they need to do so. So they're going to play a Muncie Central team that ran for 7 touchdowns last week. Talk about that, how they're going to counter that, because if, you know, a night like tonight, they don't mind. They've got turf. Rain's not going to bother them at all.
Right. I know I talked to Coach Cordova a little bit earlier this weekend for the defensive coordinator for the Red Devils, and he was basically saying, we guys got to be more disciplined. We got to hold on. We got to secure tackles. We just got to make them. We just got to be there.
Yeah.
Mentally, physically, emotionally.
Yeah.
And I think they're just going to have to do a lot of instinctive plays. You don't want to run a crap ton of blitzes, and then they throw it 47 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah. Offensive line is very good for Muncie Central. We'll talk about them coming up in a little bit. Keep an eye on Andrew Abbott last week, 17 carries, 125 yards. Their quarterback can also run the football, so you have to keep an eye on him tonight as well. So it is the second contest of the year for the Red Devils in the North Central Conference. They are back home. We are expecting some rain tonight. We're hoping it's not going to be anything severe, so we don't have any delays. We have seen what that can do. Certainly not fun for anybody, so the rain could be an issue here this evening. We'll keep our fingers crossed that it will hold off, and we won't have to see any of that tonight.
Right, but if it is, that always makes for a pretty good football game. See who wants it more. See who can take the ground game more or better. Because when it comes to a raining a game, almost any game, professional, college, high school, no matter what, it's more than likely going to come to the ground.
Yeah. Well, and Richmond likes to run the football, too. They have not established the passing attack the way they would like to yet. That's still to come. Alex Snedeker still trying to put that whole thing together. So right now it's a lot of Wyatt Bird and not as very much anything else so far. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at Muncie Central coming up in just a couple of moments. They're trying to get their program to where it used to be back in the early 90s, where they really had a great run. They have an up year and a down year, an up year and a down year. They haven't had a whole lot of consistency to work with over the last few years. We'll talk about them and the series between these two teams coming up. We're also going to hear from Richmond's head coach. We're going to talk with him about what to expect, and I know he was very very upset about last week. Coach Lewis talked to me earlier this week about his football team. We're going to get that coming up as well. So stay right there. A lot coming up on the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. All of it right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you're born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
Mendenhall's True Value in Richmond is your local source for the things you need at home or your business every day. Everything from hardware, tools, carpet cleaner rentals, window and screen repair, lawn and garden supplies, as well as hunting and fishing licenses. It's all in one place at Mendenhall's True Value Hardware, right around the corner at 125 Southwest 5th Street in Richmond. Give them a call for more information at 962-4842. Today's game is being brought to you by Tri-County Awards in Richmond. Customized awards and quality engraving services. When you come to Tri-County Awards, you'll get nothing but the best customer service. We take pride in our prompt service and easy availability. Celebrate success with a gorgeous medal, trophy, or plaque from Tri-County Awards. We've been crafting awards since 1972. Choose from a wide variety of designs and styles. We're a locally owned and family-operated business. Tri-County Awards, 1001 South East Street in Richmond.
We check them better. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle is fully inspected and reconditioned by ASE and factory trained technicians. And each Better Buy vehicle comes with a Carfax vehicle history report, so you know you can buy a vehicle with confidence. We back them better with a 3-day satisfaction guarantee. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified comes with a 3-day or 300-mile satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it within that 3 days or 300 miles, just bring it back and we'll exchange it for a vehicle of equal value. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. We price them better. We have dedicated individuals searching the entire country for the highest quality, lowest price vehicles for our inventory. In today's competitive market, we're constantly monitoring vehicle values to ensure that we're offering the best prices possible. We guarantee that every Wetzel Better Buy vehicle is the highest quality used car or truck around. Our reconditioning process guarantees that you are getting a vehicle as close to brand new as possible, and our warranties back that up.
After the unexpected, expect us. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance of Fayette, Rush, Union, Decatur, and Shelby counties. Auto, home, life, renters, farm, crop, and business coverage. Coverage you need in a language you know. We take customer satisfaction seriously and don't take a cookie-cutter approach to your coverage. For more information, call 800-723-3276 or go to their website, in.farmbureau.com. How would you describe, I thought about this on the way over, how you would describe Friday night's game? I know you're frustrated. I watched you on the sidelines a little bit, and the amount of penalties and mistakes were made. How do you look at that game now that you've seen it on film?
Well, we had a total of 15 penalties, which is totally unacceptable. And as I shared with some people yesterday, we don't jump like that in practice. So I really don't understand how we could jump that much on offense, how our receivers can jump, how our linemen can jump. But it happened. So we've got to learn from it. We're going to do a little extra running to try and enforce the fact that we've got to do a better job penalty-wise. And, we're going to punish things in practice in terms of making sure that everybody's on the same page, doing the same thing, in terms of not jumping off sides. And, we've got to continue to get better. It's things that are fixable. Mm-hmm. That's a good thing. It's all fixable. And when we lined up and we ran the play correctly, we gained yards.
Yeah.
Wyatt had a good game running the ball. We did a good job. Our line overall, when we didn't jump, did a pretty good job up front blocking. So we've got to take the positives and build on those and try and eliminate all the penalties.
What did the players give you some feedback on that at all, or did you ask for any feedback?
I did. I said, what would exactly, because it seemed to happen quite a bit when we were going in motion, and some of them said that the defense was yelling stuff when we went in motion, and they heard somebody yell move and or something, and it sparked them to think that it was our go call, and that was causing part of the problem. So we'll, and this coming week we're going to have a lot of movement up front from Muncie Central, so we're going to have to sit in there and dig our heels in and not jump.
When you look at a game like that and you think about the amount of mistakes that were made, and as you said, you were actually moving the football when you weren't making the mistakes, how the whole dynamic of that game really could have changed pretty early.
Oh, it could have, and we felt like we had our opportunities. We didn't take advantage of our opportunities offensively, obviously because of the penalties, and then their first score, they hit a post on us. Unfortunately, our corner undercut it, and our free safety didn't play over the top. And, that's a play that we've got to make. Mm-hmm. Fundamentally, we've got to be over the top and cover 3 and not undercut it. And, so we give up that score early on. We give up another long run early on and get down early. But even with that, we're only down 18-0, so it's a 3-score game. We're really there. We're driving. We're inside the 5, and then we jump off sides. And so, it's things that we can fix. We're at this point, we're not as disciplined, obviously, as we'd like to be, but we'll get there.
Yeah. And you only get so many opportunities in a game, too, so you really got to take advantage of them.
You do. And, we're trying to get our guys that can make plays the ball and put ourselves in best position to be successful. And, I'm an ex-quarterback. I'd love to throw the ball all over the field. I'd love to do some different things offensively, but our personnel dictates what we need to do offensively to be successful. So we're going to continue to run the football, throw some play action off of it, and hopefully get better taking some shots down the field when we get the opportunity. Well,
you mentioned Wyatt. It was good to see him back. You weren't sure he was going to play on Friday.
We weren't. He didn't practice most of the week. He was at practice, but he got cleared Thursday, practiced some Thursday, and then ran the ball well, said his hip felt better than it had. So obviously the 3 days of rest along with Thursday not going 100% in terms of speed-wise, I think that helped him.
Yeah, Brant Thomas, by the way, got the touchdown reception there, I believe, at the end of the game. Am I correct about that?
Well, it was actually Zach Hill.
Okay,
Zach Hill got the touchdown on a kind of what we call our pop pass, and did a great job getting in the end zone. And that's something that Zach can do. He's a quarterback / tight end who's a basketball player, so he's got pretty good hands. So those are things we need to take advantage of.
Yeah, you got some big tight ends, don't you?
We do, and that's again going into why we do certain things offensively. We'd love to be able to spread people out, but we feel like with our tight ends, with Branton and Bryce and Zach and Jewel Taylor, those guys afford us the opportunity to run the football and maybe get some mismatches inside as opposed to spreading people out.
Your receiving core, not only do you have a couple of big ones in there, but you have some quick receivers too. Talk about trying to get the football to them. As you said, you like to throw a little bit more maybe, but your personnel doesn't always dictate toward that. Right. But you've got some guys that are big and can catch the football.
We do. Trayshawn Jones obviously is a big-time threat for us receiver-wise, and we need to get the ball to Julian as well. So, this week we'll be looking at some stuff in terms of trying to get those guys some rest, number one, and number two, kind of subbing them in and out with each other to get them the rest. And those are the two. There are, probably overall our two fastest guys. So we need to get them the ball. And a lot of times, if we're in a double tight end set or a wing set, something like that, a lot of times that dictates that they're going to get man-to-man coverage, which is what we want.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, it seems like to me that they're adapting pretty well. Most of the players playing both ways. they don't seem to be gassed. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe at the end of the ball game, they seem like they're hanging in there pretty well.
They are. Obviously, we'd love to two-platoon. If we had more kids and we felt like we had the personnel in terms of being able to two-platoon, we'd love to do that to wear teams down. But we just don't feel like we have the personnel to do that. We've got a lot of kids going both ways, and I think they're doing a good job in practice, working hard during the end of practice in our fourth quarter drills in terms of their conditioning. I think that's why they're being able to make it to the whole game. And we're having to sub some people on special teams, unfortunately, because of that. But we'll get there.
Well, you know what? Again, I'll go back to some of your younger kids. Those kids are stepping up and playing pretty well. They don't seem to be intimidated whatsoever.
They're not. And, we had a good our JV team played hard yesterday afternoon against Tech, and some of those younger guys are getting quite a bit of playing time, whether it's JV or coming in on special teams. That'll help us down the road experience-wise. And our young kids play hard. That's what you want, and we've got to get everybody playing hard and everybody on the same page. If we can do that, we're going to continue to get better.
Yeah. And the other thing, people say, well, you gave up so many points in that game. But, again, a lot of times the missed opportunities on offense put your defense back on their heels a little bit too.
It does. And, again, we threw unfortunately, we threw a pick six again. That was tough on us. So that, you take that away, maybe that's a one score. And then, again, we put ourselves in bad position with one of our punts being a short punt. That gave them good field position as well. So those are two touchdowns that, hopefully defensively, if we make them drive, they don't get.
Exactly. When you speak of Alec, and I know that he's not a big quarterback at 5'10", but he does release the ball pretty quickly. That's something I'm sure you like because the defensive line can't get to him as much. I don't think he's taken many sacks this year.
No.
What do you see in his development now through the first 3 games that you can really work with this week as you get ready for Muncie?
Well, I think, Alec is one of our smarter kids in terms of knowing what we're trying to get accomplished offensively. And if you have the basis of I'm a smart kid and I know what everybody's doing, you got a good start.
Yeah.
And Alec, Alec plays hard. That's the thing. Alec's one of our leaders. He's one of our captains. He plays hard. He knows what he's doing. We have to do a better job as coaches, and this is all me, of designing plays to get him outside the pocket where he can use his feet and or throw the football in terms of our bootlegs and stuff like that, and put him in a better position to be successful. And that's something that you learn as the year goes along. What can we do to help him be more successful? And we'll do a better job of that as the year goes along, and I'm sure Alec will do a better job as well. And most importantly, he's a great kid.
Yeah. And tell you what, and I know him pretty well from being at the YMCA, and he was a referee for me there, and he really wants to do a good job. There's no doubt about it at all.
He does, and anytime you got a good kid with a good work ethic, and he's intelligent, and he's going to give you a great effort 100% all the time, then you're going to work with that.
Yeah. He does seem to throw the football pretty well on the run, doesn't he?
He does. Yeah. He does. He throws it on the run. So we've got to do not just some bootleg, but some sprint out stuff with him, and our fans will see more of that this week.
Coach, Muncie Central, talk a little bit about them. I know you had a chance to look at them a little bit this week. Your coaches meeting earlier this week as well. Talk about what you see in the Bearcats.
Well, I think, first and foremost, right off the bat, Muncie Central is a very aggressive defense. They're going to bring guys up to the line of scrimmage. They're going to jump around. They're going to get in all kinds of different fronts up front. They're going to bring 6 guys, off the line of scrimmage at all times. So, first and foremost, against teams like that play a lot of man, if you break the line of scrimmage, you've got a chance for a big play. When we're running our zone, our kids need to, take a good zone step and take who comes to them. And, they're very aggressive. They play a lot of man-to-man defensively. Offensively, they're an option football team. Quarterback does a great job at reading things. They run midline. They run inside veer. They'll run triple option with their inside veer. They'll run a little bit of counter off of it, and they'll throw some bootleg and stuff. Very well-disciplined team offensively, and they've got a great scheme. Their offensive line comes off the ball low and hard, knocks people off the ball. And they've got a good, they've got 5 to 6 running backs that they can put in there at any time. So they're what I would call a wing T / flexbone type offense that runs the option really well, makes you be sound in terms of your assignment football all the time, in terms of, do I have the fullback, do I have the quarterback, do I have the pitch? So those are all things that we've got to do a good job defensively.
That kind of offense can give you some fits, can it?
Oh, it can. They had a big win last week against Anderson, came out and put up 40-some points on Anderson, played extremely well, and defensively got after Anderson, got after Yorktown. They lost a close one to Yorktown, 26-20, I believe, but they were in that game the entire time and had a few plays that went against them. But they're a good, well-coached team. It's going to be a good battle for us, and I think, up front, offensively for us, we've got to do a great job. Speaking of last week with us jumping off sides, we've got to do a great job of sitting in there, letting them do whatever they do up front in terms of stunting and moving around and trying to get us to jump. And we got to sit in there and wait till it's time to go.
You've got too much stuff in your house or in your business and nowhere to put it all. What do? Here's the answer. Quaker City Storage in Richmond. Quaker City Storage offers various size units for either short-term or long-term storage. You'll get the best rates in town, and you always have 24-hour lighted access to your stuff. Quaker City Storage on Industrial Parkway next to A House Tool. Quaker City Storage is a proud supporter of all Richmond High School athletics.
Summit Computer Systems is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware service, support, design services, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and more. Summit Computers, 1427 Chester Boulevard in Richmond. Give them a call at 939-2120.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
Back once again here at Leibold Field in Richmond as we get set for the NCC matchup tonight between Richmond and Muncie Central. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Bearcats. They're under the direction of Scott Pethel, who is trying to regroup this team and rebuild it. 2-11 so far in his two seasons, and again 1-2 coming into this one here tonight. They lost to Delta 35-6. They lose a tough one on the road at Yorktown by a final of 26-20, and then blitzed Anderson last week 49-14. And their first win of the season, they ran for 7 touchdowns in that win behind a very good offensive line who we'll see tonight, including Seth Rawlings, Gino Penny, Andrew Bartling, Davian Goodwin, Victor Dennis, and Kelton Balfour. Those guys are pretty good up front. Now, not only Andrew Abbott had the 125 yards in the game, Tristan Jimenez ran for a couple of touchdowns. A.J. Level, Cam Gillantine also, who will run this team tonight, is the quarterback, 54 yards. And Mike Goal also will be carrying the football. You heard Coach talk about that a couple of moments ago. They have a lot of guys who can run the football here tonight. Last year, the Red Devils losing to Muncie Central, 56-14. Red Devils lead the series over the last 25 games, 16-9. Their last meeting again won by Muncie Central. And last time the Red Devils won against the Bearcats back in 2015, in which they won that one by a final of 19-13. So that's a look at the Bearcats of Muncie Central High School. When we come back on the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show, take a look at the Tri-Eastern Conference and also other area games going on tonight. That's coming up next right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with comprehensive auto repair services that include car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. You'll be hard-pressed to find the same level of expertise that our auto mechanic specialists provide. For a high-performing vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, call 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery, Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023.
Back here at Leibold Field, thanks for being with us here on the Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. A reminder, when visiting the Richmond area, there's one clear choice when looking for the best place to stay. That is the Best Western Classic. Best Western is dedicated to providing you with the best possible travel experience. And at the Best Western Classic of Richmond, you get the most amenities available, including indoor pool, fitness center, conference space, free buffet breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and, of course, a clean, quiet, comfortable room. Best Western Classic of Richmond, 533 West Eaton Pike. TC, another busy night tonight. Lincoln is at Northeastern. Knightstown is at Union City. Union County plays at Hagerstown, and Winchester is at Centerville. Last week, Hagerstown knocked off Union City 14-6. Northeastern got by Winchester at Winchester 24-20. Shenandoah 40, Centerville 7. Tri beat Lincoln 13-12, and Knightstown was a winner over Union County 34-28. Also in the Eastern Indiana Conference coming up tonight, Batesville is at Rushville, Franklin County at East Central, Greensburg is at Lawrenceburg, and South Dearborn, they are on the road at Connorsville. About 5 minutes away from the kickoff here tonight. When we come back in just a few moments, we'll talk about keys to this one here this evening as the Red Devils try to rebound after the loss last week to Indianapolis Tech. That's coming up next right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
At First Bank Richmond, we provide you with an excellent banking experience. Whether it's personal checking, savings, mortgage loans, consumer loans, retail lending, or trust and investments, you can count on First Bank Richmond. First Bank Richmond has been serving the Richmond area since 1887. For more information, give them a call at 962-2581 or go to their website at firstbankrichmond.com. Red Devils out, Muncie Central out as well. Time to talk about keys to tonight's game. Let's go ahead and talk about what Richmond has to do tonight. They will be without Trayshawn Jones. In fact, I just learned of that information a couple of moments ago. He was hurt at Indianapolis Tech, hurt his shoulder, so the Red Devils will not only lose perhaps their best wide receiver, Brendan, but they'll also lose maybe one of their better defensive backs. So that's one key to tonight's game. Let's start with Muncie. They love to run the football. Do you expect them to do anything different tonight, knowing that teams have run against the Red Devils this year?
No. I mean, if you go back to Lawrence North, they ran the football very well. Arsenal Tech ran the football very well. If something's not broke, don't fix it.
And you think they'll do it tonight, too.
I think that they're going to keep the game plan. They did it very well last week, and I think that they're going to go attack the Devils' defense with it.
All right, we talked about the Red Devils a few moments ago. Focus is a big key tonight. Now without Trayshawn Jones in the lineup, what do you see them having to do tonight to try to win this one? And, again, they gave up, plus 50 points last year to this same Muncie Central team.
I think they practice for situations like this. They practice without him Wednesday and Thursday, I believe. He was at practice Monday, Tuesday, but they practiced without him Wednesday, Thursday. So it's not like they're just running into a game, switching up the game plan completely. They're coming in. They're prepared for what's about to happen. Trayshawn Jones obviously isn't in, and they're fully aware of that, and they're planning around that.
And hopefully the Red Devils can work on that passing attack a little bit tonight. They're eventually going to have to throw the football when they're not down by 20, 30 points. They need to throw it in crucial situations. Right. They need to start developing that relatively quickly. All right, when we come back, we'll have the kickoff here from Leibold Field. It's overcast. We're expecting some rain here tonight. Hopefully everything, if it is a serious rain shower, maybe it'll stay until about 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock tonight, and we won't have to worry about it, the conditions here this evening. We'll come back. The kickoff is next right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Georgia Direct is your one-stop source for floor coverings and decorating ideas for remodeling a home, office, kitchen, or bathroom. Their showroom offers quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Armstrong, Craft Made, and many more. They proudly offer Richmond the best quality and variety of home design solutions at competitive prices. At Georgia Direct, their goal is to deliver an outstanding customer experience from selection through installation. Georgia Direct Carpets and Cabinets, 5200 National Road East, Richmond. Are you looking for the right place to work out? A place where you have several choices and can have fun at the same time? Well, that place is right here in Richmond, Family Fitness Works. Family Fitness Works has spinning, Zumba, kickboxing, core works, kick fit, body pump, body flow, and much, much more. And don't forget, Family Fitness Works also has Richmond's most extensive free weights and Nautilus in the area. Check out their website at familyfitness.com or stop by at 213 North 3rd Street in Richmond.
Indiana University East is growing. Enrollment has doubled since 2007, and IU East is the university of choice in this region. With athletic programs, internship opportunities, bachelor's and master's degrees, and a growing number of degree programs on campus and online, it is easy to see why IU East is a leader on campus and in the community. Learn more about the many opportunities Indiana University East offers at iue.edu. IU. Focused on you.
Hey, this is Steve, and out of Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
Well, Richmond's offense will be out on the field first, and, of course, we have that breeze coming from the north. That may be a factor at some point here this evening, depending on the kicking game. But, again, the rain is held off, and so now we'll get to see Richmond go on offense first. I tell you what, I'd love to see this offense get rolling early. I don't think there's any doubt about it that when you go back to last week, just to watch them struggle as much as they did was really hard to watch. So I'm curious to see how much all of that did this week to get them ready.
Right, like I said last week, if you come out and you punch someone in the mouth first couple plays of the game, they don't want to play no more. It may not be that they don't want to play no more, but it's definitely going to impact the way they're going to look for that hit next time. They're going to play scared.
Yeah, Holguin is deep along with Wyatt Bird. Bird, of course, we thought maybe he wouldn't play last week against Lawrence, or I should say last week against Indianapolis Tech, but he was cleared on Thursday, so now the Red Devils without Trayshawn Jones in this one here tonight. Ball will be lined up at the 40-yard line, and we're ready to go. As the Bearcats looking to win 2 in a row, the Red Devils trying to get off the snide after last week, and a kick that will land at about the 7-yard line, and the fumbling of the football right out of the chute as it comes out of the hands of Julian Holguin, and a turnover at around the 25-yard line. Not the start the Red Devils were hoping here tonight. I didn't think he got hit that hard. I think maybe just the placement of the helmet or the shoulder pads just knocked it out.
It looked like a defender got off a block real quick and just swatted the ball out of his hand.
Well, last week the Red Devils turned the ball over a couple of times, had a couple of picks for touchdowns, and so turnover early here by Richmond. Cam Gillantine is the starting quarterback, 6 foot, 190 pounds, and they're going to run a lot of misdirection, a lot of option here tonight. So when you think about this type of an offense, one thing you've got to do is make sure that you stay disciplined. And the Bearcats generally have been throwing the football over the last couple of years, so this is something new. They try to run it up the middle and nothing there. Richmond's very stout defense up front. Andrew Abbott, he is a bowling ball at 5'7", 201 pounds, but nowhere to run against that Richmond interior defense.
Reminds you a little bit of a Jerome Bettis, kind of like a high school-sized Jerome Bettis.
He had well over 100 yards last week in the Bearcats win over Anderson. Boy, Branton Thomas, 6'1", 230 in there. And, of course, keep an eye on LaMarcus Thompson, 5'9", 236 for the Red Devils in that interior defense.
Let's just hope we get his number right this time.
There's the option and the pitch to the outside. Nowhere to go. Coming up to make the stop, Julian Holguin, who just fumbled the football, but there was no way that Muncie was going to get to the outside on that carry. Tyreek Walker there on the carry, but nothing against that Richmond defense will put the football right at about the 24-yard line.
Good hustle by Julian to come up from the safety position all the way up, close to the line of scrimmage to make that tackle.
3rd down and 9. The one thing you like about that, though, is that, you know what, he gave up the fumble, but he's coming back strong here on defense. 10:43 remaining in the opening period of play. Again, Muncie Central, 3rd down and long. They'll look to option and throw. Ball caught out in the flat. Fighting running room at the 15 and will be run out of bounds, and I think he got the first down as that little option pass to the near side. And the Red Devils give up the first down. Mickey Gold there for Muncie Central all the way down to the, 11 or 10? Let's see where they're going to place the football. It'll be right at the 10, so 1st and goal now for Muncie Central. And Muncie Central trying to score right off the bat here after the Richmond turnover. Red Devils play again with a 4-man front. Man in motion, the pitch to the motion man around the left side and gets inside the 10. Might have gotten a yard before he's gang tackled there. Blaine Pierce, one of the first ones there. Bryce Brown there as well for the Red Devils. Good pursuit by Richmond's defense, and they'll give up maybe a yard.
What I liked about that play there was I'm going to give Blaine Pierce props here. He got through. He ran himself out of the play. Looked like a little bit, but he didn't lose track of the ball, and he kept hunting it down and finally got that tackle.
So now a big 2nd down and goal from the 9-yard line. 9:57 remaining in the opening period of play. Again, a big offensive line here for Muncie Central, and they're going to option there at the line of scrimmage as they will now put a man in motion to the right. They'll fake the handoff. Here's the pitch to the right side, cutting back up, spinning. Did he get across? No, they'll say he's at the 1-yard line.
Julian Holguin threw him down. Just looks like it's going to be inches here.
Yeah, Nick Phillips, by the way, on the carry, and they're going to put it inside the 1, so officially it will be 3rd down and goal from the 1-yard line. And Muncie Central knocking on the door here in the opening period of play following the Richmond turnover. Boy, you probably see a quarterback sneak right here if your offensive line is pretty good, but they're going to go to the big guy himself, and that is going to be Andrew Abbott in for the score. And after the turnover, the Bearcats put 6 on the board, and they lead Richmond 6-0.
I feel like that was the smartest thing to do there. When you have a running back that size, that quick, there's no doubt in my mind that they would go that route.
Well, and he's powerful, too, at 201 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of touchdowns last week. So Muncie Central gets on the board, and now the extra point attempt. Richmond turnovers, mistakes cost them last week, and now they find themselves in a hole here early this week. So the extra point attempt. Gillantine will be the holder. The kick is on the way. It looks like it may be... Good. So we wait for the officials to come up, give us the signal on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Muncie Central 7, Richmond nothing. This is Richmond Football, Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto, in business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians, and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf, and I approve this message.
We're back once again here at Leibold Field. Brendan Evans, Ryan Miller coming up in our second quarter. Troy Nergowski with you as well as the Red Devils. A turnover early cost them the first 7 points of the ball game right off of the kickoff. So Now Richmond will try to regroup, play from behind for another week. This will be the third week in a row the Red Devils will have to play from behind.
Hopefully they can score on this possession so they don't get too far behind. But
this is a line drive kick. Holguin inside the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Runs into his own blocker, gets across the 35 to around the 36-yard line. So a good return by Holguin, and now we will see Richmond's offense for the first time. The quarterback, Alex Snedeker, a couple of picks last week. Richmond still trying to establish their running attack. Of course, his main running back will be Wyatt Bird. No Trayshawn Jones because of the injury, so he is out tonight.
And something we saw last week was the really consistent kick returns by Julian Holguin, too, coming out to the 40 almost every single time.
Yeah, he is very consistent at that. So the Red Devils out of the shotgun, 2 tight ends, 1 receiver, wide to the right. Hard count there by Snedeker, and now they'll look and check to the line of scrimmage. Bryce Brown is the tight, really more of the H-back on the left side. Zach Hill's the tight end on the right. Wyatt Bird, the lone setback. Bird gets the call. He got nailed immediately. He barely had any time to even receive the football before he got drilled right from the very beginning by big number 60. That was Martez Neal, 5'11", 182 pounds in there to meet him right head on. And they're actually going to give him a yard, believe it or not.
Looked like he got stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Looks like the Bearcats will be content with that 3-man front, but they've got 8 guys in the box right now. They're going to dare Richmond to throw the football in this one here tonight. Flag is down. Bearcats getting a little too anxious, so that'll get you 5 yards. So now it'll be second down and about 4.
Encroachment called there by number 10, Tristan Jimenez.
Let's be honest, they want to pin their ears back and they want to come after Alex Snedeker because they know Richmond has struggled throwing the football. Here is the run again to the outside. Bird gets the first down, driven out of bounds on the near side. Give that tackle to Bashawn Stewart. But the Red Devils able to run the football on second down and 4, and Richmond will get a first down.
He had quite a few really good blocks there on the way to with the run too.
Give Richmond credit up front. They've got 8 guys in the box, and again, that's pretty tough to do with 8 guys, and you're blocking with 6 of your own, though the 2 tight ends and the H-back were in there blocking as well. Holguin in motion, and Holguin gets the call. Jet sweep, there's a flag down. That's going to go against the Red Devils. It's either illegal use of hands or a holding penalty against Richmond.
Far too familiar sight from last week, though, too.
Boy, that hanky was out a lot last week, wasn't it? There, it is a hold. Now, I'm not sure if that was on the lead blocker, Wyatt Bird. Bird was out there. Zach Hill was out there. There was a plethora of Red Devil blockers, but it's going to be a holding penalty. Well, you give the penalty to Muncie Central. You come back, you have a nice run for a first down, and then you end up with a holding penalty. 7:49 remaining in the opening period of play. The football moved back to the 43-yard line. Small crowd here tonight. And, of course, anytime you talk rain, people don't show up. That's typical anywhere, not just here. H-back, that'll be Bryce Brown. Wyatt Bird, the lone setback. Wide out to the near side. Hand off to Bird. Bird around the right side. Cuts back 50 down to the 46-yard line. Nice run by Bird, who gets a huge chunk of that back.
Like you said, very close to where he was, where Julian Holguin got him to, but the hold pulled him back, and he just said, well, I'm going to get those yards back.
You know, we've seen a lot of different formations without Trayshawn Jones in. The Red Devils going with basically 2 tight ends and 1 wide out in this formation in their first series here today. Holguin, this time sweep to the left side. Good blockers ahead. Holguin finds a hole inside the 40, brought down near the 36-yard line. And another I think that should be a first down, depending again where the spot is, and it is a first down for Richmond.
Couple things there. Bryce Brown had a really good block sealing off that edge, and Wyatt just went straight Julian Holguin just went straight inside. And the second thing I was going to say, it looks like that was one of the first times we saw that in a while without a yellow flag on the foot.
Yeah, it's been a while. Jack Guiley comes in, a sophomore. He'll be the wide out to the right, 5'8", 135 pounds. So Guiley in the lineup now as Wyatt Bird stays in as the lone setback. Bird gets the call again, tries to cut it back up. He's going to be stopped short as Adrian Level is there, 5'9", 193-pound senior. We'll see Level carry the football tonight as well for Muncie Central. 6:57 remaining here in the opening period of play. The Red Devils trail at 7-0. Guiley is out, back in the lineup for the Red Devils, Holguin. Now Richmond again, and this time Zach Hill will be the tight end lined up to the left. The H-back will be Bryce Brown to the right, but he's typically really more of a blocking tight end right here. The Red Devils have not thrown to the tight end a whole lot this year.
And as you mentioned, that was something that they should have done a lot more, too.
That's against Richmond. Wyatt started to go before the snap, and the Red Devils a false start penalty. So they've had a hold, and they've had a false start penalty.
And something that you mentioned last week was when they do go to the tight end, they do really well, but they just don't do it as much.
Yeah, it seems they've had some openings over the middle. But again, Richmond really hasn't done that since early.
Looks like Snedeker's trying to play hero sometimes and go to the deep ball for the end zone every play.
Second down, and let's call it 17. Man in motion is Holguin. They'll fake the handoff there. Look out, fumbling the football, picked up by the Bearcats. That is Level. Level is going to score. Nobody's going to get Level on the fumble return for the touchdown. That's going to go 57 yards on the fumble recovery and the score, and Richmond has turned it over twice, and it has cost them twice. So Level from 67 yards on the fumble return.
And this is the third time this season, that we've seen Richmond down 2 scores. And they've had problems coming back. So let's see if they can keep their confidence here, shake the last 2 off, and see if they can come back with an empty mindset.
Well, that one may have been more in what happened on the offensive line than it was the exchange, because Level was in there way too quick. And so now an extra point attempt, 2 turnovers, 2 scores. Muncie Central about ready to go up in this one, 14-0. The extra point is good on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Muncie Central on top of this one, 14-0. This is Richmond football and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Finding just the right used car can be a daunting task unless you shop at Tony's Car Sales in Richmond. Hi, this is Troy Naragowski. I can guarantee you one thing. Tony's professional staff will help you every step of the way without all that pressure of buying a new car. Hey, I bought my last 2 cars from Tony's, and it has been a great experience every time. Tony's has lots of one-owner cars, SUVs, and trucks ready for you today. Tony's Car Sales, 250 National Road West in Richmond.
Well, the Red Devils have now put themselves in a deep hole as the offense continues to struggle. They struggled last week with penalties, turnovers, and just a lot of mistakes, and now they are seeing it return here again in the first half. Richmond trailing at 14-0 back here at Leibold Field. That, again, you'd have to just go back to think that somebody missed an assignment on that offensive line because Level was in there just way too fast, and by the time that Snedeker was ready to hand off the football, he was right there. And then, of course, Level, good enough speed. He has a pretty good pedigree, the Level family. He had a relative in the NBA a few years ago. Level's very good out of Muncie. Deep kick will drive Holguin into the end zone, so a touchback on this one.
It was very close to being called at the 1-yard line. I think I would have just let that go.
Yeah, not take a chance. And so Richmond will have the football at their own 20-yard line. First down and 10. So Richmond has had the 1 kickoff return, fumbled. They score. You come back, you have a couple of nice runs. You got yourself 2 first downs, and then the next thing you know, you fumble the football again. They run it in for the touchdown, and now Richmond will have to regroup one more time. And again, Wyatt Bird will have Bryce Brown as the H-back to the left. The fake of the handoff, and Snedeker goes nowhere.
Looked like he tried to put on a quick juke move and just slid and had to start going forward, and there was nowhere to go.
Jimenez stripping the ball out of Snedeker's hands. He was racing toward the end zone, but the whistle had blown already. Alec, we have seen him before, decent speed, but I think when he's trying to cut the edge, he's not as fast. I don't know how they gave him a yard right there, but they were kind enough, so it'll be 2nd down and 9. Holguin, the receiver, to the near side. This time Zach Hill will line up as the tight end to the left. And the H-back this time on the right side will be Bryce Brown. Bird will be the lone setback. They'll throw, and it's behind the receiver. Holguin was cutting in, and the pass went behind him by about 5 yards. So now the Red Devils faced with a 3rd and long. And the worst thing you can do be a 3rd and long, and your running attack can be stopped right here short, and then your passing attack hasn't developed yet.
They got to play smart here, because if they get stopped this deep back, it's going to be tough for the defense to hold them with their backs against the wall there.
Well, and certainly Muncie can get some pretty decent field position right here, as this will be Holguin again on the jet sweep to the near side, but the pursuit is way too good. They have now mastered that edge rush a couple of times already, and there was number 44 again, Adrian Level, and Level coming over to help get the stop. Very active linebacker there for the Bearcats, and so now Richmond will have to punt the football away. Mikey Gould will be deep for the Bearcats. They're going to call no gain on that play, and so 4th down. Wyatt Bird checking back in, and we have seen Stephen Huber punt the ball very well so far this year. 4:31 remaining here in the opening period of play. This one is an end-over-end short kick this time by Huber, but takes a Richmond bounce, and the Red Devils will take that. And that goes all the way to the 32-yard line, where it'll be picked up right there. So didn't look like it was going to be a good punt at first. Ends up being a beautiful punt by Stephen Huber. Tonight's game brought to you in part by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week you can get a different 6-inch sub. No artificial flavors or colors, only $3.50. Every Friday the tuna, Saturday the Black Forest ham, and Sunday the meatball marinara. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. So the Bearcats will get it back. 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line. 4:14 remaining here in period number 2. And Richmond again facing an uphill battle here tonight. Bearcats will check at the line of scrimmage and reset. Red Devils 4 linebackers, and now a flag goes down. That's going to go against Muncie Central, as they had a little bit too much motion there, so they'll be 1st down and 15. Gillantine's going to go to the sideline and chat with his head coach for just a moment. They have not, I can remember Muncie never really running this type of an offense, and last year they really implemented it for the first time and trying to get it rolling for the 2nd straight year. They put 50-plus on the board against Richmond last year. Man in motion again. Abbott up the middle. Abbott short carry. A lot of big bodies falling in there at about the 35. 4 minutes remaining here in the opening period. We'll put the football right at the 35-yard line. Braden Stark Abbott, a 6'3 receiver, is now checked into the ball game for the Bearcats. 2 receivers. Here is the keeper by Gillantine. Finds a big hole at the 50. He fumbles the football. Picked up by Richmond. On the return for the Red Devils will be Alex Snedeker, and there's a flag down. Another flag coming down on the return.
Stephon Huber just got juked out on the play and came up, pushed the ball out from behind him. Snedeker came back, just picked it up and just started running.
Well, the penalty coming after the return, or on the return after the fumble, but Richmond looks like they're going to get penalized by this, so it will be against the Red Devils. It'll still be Richmond football, but the push in the back by the Red Devils will cost them some yardage here, but nonetheless, the turnover by the Bearcats, and Richmond now will take over. Well, finally a break for the Red Devils right here, and once they march off the penalty, it's going to take them all the way back inside the Richmond 40, placed and nose the football right at about the 37-yard line.
But at least they have the ball. That's the good part about all of this.
Nice to see somebody else make a mistake, as the Red Devils once again will stay with the same formation. They really want to give Alex Snedeker more time to throw the football, get blockers in there with the H-back, as well as the tight end Zach Hill. Red Devils have used a spread offense most of the year so far, but again, Trayshawn Jones not in the lineup tonight. So 1st and 10, put the football again at the 37-yard line. Blaine Pierce, the center, out of the shotgun again by Snedeker. He'll check at the line of scrimmage, and well, now audible there. Let's see what the Red Devils will go with. 7 seconds remaining on the play clock, and now Wyatt Bird will shift from right to left, and they'll fake the handoff, throw down the middle of the field, and nobody there. Well, the passing attack is virtually non-existent now for the Red Devils. They've tried several times to really go for that home run ball, and they haven't come up with a whole lot of success.
Looks like it was just some miscommunication. It looked like Snedeker was throwing run route, and Holguin was just running another.
Well, that's the second time we have seen that, running the other route, so somebody's not on the same page in the passing attack. 3:22 remaining in the opening period. Again, Bird, the lone setback. Here comes the rush. Bird turns, and he got drilled. He got hit again by Adrian Level. And Bird has taken a beating. Boy, he got beat up pretty bad here 2 weeks ago against Lawrence North, and he got hit pretty hard right there by Level. 3rd down and long. Another 3rd and long now for Richmond. 2:58 remaining here in the first period. It's been an opening quarter of mistakes on both sides of the football, but so far the costly ones have been for Richmond. Shotgun formation once again. Bird will stand as the lone setback, and this time the receiver Holguin split wide to the far side. That'll be the short side of the field. Quick hitter behind Bird. But the pressure was coming, and Snedeker had to get rid of the football pretty quick. Laying off was DeAndre Long. He could have really put the hurt that time on Snedeker, and he held up at the last time. So DeAndre at 5'10", 200 pounds, bearing down on you, and Bird never even saw the pass coming. So now 4th down. Red Devils caught a break with the fumble, and then just cannot do anything with it once again. So Huber will come in and punt it away. Mickey Gould will be deep now. He's back at his own 35-yard line. 4th down and 10. Low snap. Here comes the rush, and it's blocked. So now special teams making a difference. Snedeker jumps on it, but they were coming everybody, including Adrian Level. Deshaun Wolf was another one that came in there, number 49, and so the Red Devils on special teams give up the football, and Muncie Central takes over at the Red Devil 33-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Bearcats once again. And it has been a rough night already.
What number do you have Level down there for, buddy?
44.
44, thank you.
All right, Bearcats. Gillantine once again will put a man in motion. Here's Abbott up the middle. Abbott gets stopped and driven back. There is one of your freshman players that you're going to see him a lot over the next several years, and number 50, and Jake Haynes, again, just a freshman.
Just a freshman, yes, but he does come to practice every single day, and he puts everything on the line, and he works his butt off to get where he is right now.
Well, he is a starting linebacker, and we don't see that very often in a varsity contest that a freshman will get a start, but that's what's happening now with Haynes, and that's jumping on the right side. I believe Muncie Central The right tackle, Alex Stark, jumped off sides. 1:52 remaining here in the opening period of play. So now the Bearcats get pushed back another 5 yards. We'll call it second down and about 14 now for the first down. So far the Red Devils have kept Andrew Abbott in check for the most part. So now it'll be second down and again about 14 for the first down for Muncie Central. Gillantine to throw, has his man, ball caught. The pass was behind him, inside the 20. On the reception, Tyreek Walker at 6'2", 165 pounds. Walker able to reach behind him and make the catch. And a first down for the Bearcats down to the 16-yard line. Blaine Pierce coming out. That pass again behind Tyreek Walker, but he had the ability to reach and grab it behind him. So now the Bearcats, 1:37 remaining in the opening quarter of play. Here's Abbott. Abbott trying to bull his way over the left side, will be brought down. Red Devils number 56 was the first one in there for Richmond, LaMarcus Thompson. And so now with 1:20 to go, it'll be second down. Red Devils will give Branton Thomas a little bit of a break right here. The Bearcats really come to play here tonight, getting those 2 turnovers early, and now the Red Devils need to get a stop right here. Gillantine to throw, does so. Ball caught at the 10, still on his feet, and finally brought down will be Braden Stark Abbott. Big target at 6'3", and that should be close to another first down for Muncie Central. Jewel Taylor out there for the Red Devils. Holguin is there as well as Stephen Huber. Alex Snedeker also having to play both ways. Will put the football at the 7-yard line, so it's going to be first and goal now.
Which I don't know how smart it is to play your quarterback both ways, but
I don't know if they have any choice. Of course, if he goes down, I'm not sure what the Red Devils will do. And, boy, they're going to load him up now. 2 tight ends now. And they're going to try to run it right at the Red Devils. The handoff will go to Jimenez. Nowhere to go. As the Red Devils defense very stout on that run. 18 seconds. That may be the last play we'll see of this opening period. See if the Bearcats will try to get one more right here. They will hustle to the line of scrimmage with 6 seconds remaining. Second down and 10. Gillantine will fake the handoff, rolling to his right, throws to the end zone, touchdown. Braden Stark Abbott at the back of the end zone as time runs out. A flag is down, a late flag, but I don't think that had anything to do with the play itself, but we will wait and see. It may have been a little too much celebration that time by the Bearcats, but again, it happens with 0 time on the clock. So it will be against Muncie Central. So they're going to take 6 off the board. And so the touchdown comes away, an illegal man downfield. That's good news for the Red Devils. But again, time is out. Let's see how they'll mark this penalty, and then we will take a break as well. They're going to mark it off here, and we will stay with it until they're done marking off the penalty. And then we can give you the official word as where we will be, where Muncie Central will be. Well, they're really pushing them back, aren't they? Man, what kind of penalty is that? That puts them all the way back to the 28-yard line.
Wow.
That's a long penalty.
Had a dead ball penalty, too.
Oh, so they did the celebrating, too. So they got him twice.
Which I never really got. I feel like you should be able to celebrate with your team if you score a touchdown, but
no, it's like NFL, the no fun league. You know?
Well, they actually took the penalty away for that, so they don't penalize that anymore. That's why you see all these fun celebrations.
But they still watch. You need to. You don't do too much. So they get the 5 for the illegal man downfield, and then they get the 15 for the unsportsmanlike penalty, dead ball foul. So that's why it's 20 yards. So now you're looking at second down and 27. Again, there's no time on the clock. So will they allow the Bearcats to run one more right here before we move to the other end? So one more play right here with no time on the clock. It'll be second down and 27 now for the Bearcats. Gillantine to throw again, puts it high in the air, near side, ball's caught, knocked out of bounds, or they say no catch. He was out of bounds, and the Red Devils caught a break again. Nick Phillips here on the near side made a great catch, but he was out of bounds. And so Phillips almost made a spectacular play, and that's finally going to do it for the opening period of play. We will head to the second quarter. Red Devils down on this one in the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, 14-0. This is Richmond football, Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Little Sheba's Restaurant and Zini's Place. Come join us in Richmond at 175 Fort Wayne Avenue or at our newest location in Centerville at 129 East Main Street. Grab one of our gourmet pizzas, a deluxe sandwich, steak or fresh salad, and an ice-cold beer or your favorite wine. Featuring live music every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, plus more in our smoke-free environment. 10% discount with a valid student ID. It's better than being home. Mancino's is family-friendly, serving fresh grinders, pizza, pasta, and salads daily. They serve great food priced for family budgets. And whether it's one of their homemade grinders, salads, or pizza, there's sure to be something for everyone in your family. Our baking process may cost a little more and take more time, but the end result of freshness and flavor make the real difference in all of Mancino's award-winning products. Mancino's of Richmond. Give them a call at 966-1161 or go to their website, Mancino'sofRichmond.com.
Well, we're heading to the second 12 minutes. Brendan Evans is out. Ryan Miller is in for the second quarter. And Ryan, we'll get your thoughts as we roll along, what you saw in that opening period of play. I know there were a lot of mistakes, and the Red Devils have shot themselves in the foot way too much. We'll get to that in a moment. It'll be third down and 27 now for Muncie Central. The pitch and the run around the right side, and Red Devils cover that up quickly as Demarius Pegues on the carry that time for the Bearcats. Well, you probably knew the Red Devils made tons of mistakes last week, and it's continuing here tonight.
Oh, definitely. It's just like when I'm watching this, it's becoming this sort of like it's
undescribable.
Yeah, very undescribable.
Well, I know that they're probably as frustrated as anyone else, but now they got to get it back together. There's been kind of a strange ending to the first quarter and the beginning of the second quarter, as now the Bearcats have it fourth down. They're going to go ahead and go for it. There's a flag down. That'll be against Muncie again. Here's Pegues on the end around, and Pegues breaking tackles, and he'll be brought down shy, I believe, of the goal line. Or did he get in? Yes. But there are two flags down, one at the other side at the 26, one back here at the 32.
Right. And even with the flag down, it's kind of just – it's very like how Richmond can give this up. Even like flag or not, it's kind of – definitely disappointing.
Well, they might have let up a little bit knowing, and of course you can't do that.
Right.
You never know where that penalty may land, either your side or their side, but you're right, that could have scored another touchdown for Muncie. So now the Bearcats have shot themselves in the foot a couple of times here in the first half.
Yeah.
So now there you see it, the illegal shift, and so now Muncie Central will have it fourth down and 31. By the way, that's fourth down and goal for those of you that are scoring along, as they say. So now Muncie Central, I think that they feel, and again, you might as well go for it right here because Richmond still won't have great field position, but you don't have a kicker that's going to do this. Number two, they think their defense can stop the Red Devils, and they have.
Right. Yeah, if I was the Wildcats, I would definitely be doing it.
Gillantine to throw. Here comes the pressure. Branton Thomas missing the sack. Ball thrown and then goes out of bounds. That is Braden Stark. Abbott well short of the touchdown that they would have needed. So the Red Devils will take over on downs. You know, the one thing about that, too, Ryan, is that you run that to make sure that that defense is going to be a little more tired every time. So you just don't let them have a play off.
Exactly. That fatigue level is starting to really kick in right here, and it's it's getting to that point where it's like, yeah, tired or not, but you got to get something going.
Do we have another flag down? Well, they're going to go against the Bearcats again, so, man.
It's like flag after flag.
Muncie, and we'll be honest about this, Richmond is struggling. I don't think Muncie is really a very good football team overall. They've got some athletes. The best teams are going to be on the west side again. And McCutcheon's struggling a little bit. Harrison is struggling a little bit. Kokomo really, I don't know what happened to the Wildcats, but we're going to see McCutcheon later. You can't make mistakes, and that's an adage we always talk about. You can't make mistakes against good football teams.
Exactly. It's just that point. It's like especially if it's a division rival, you gotta do your best. You gotta do what you need to do. But so far, this isn't how Richmond should be playing right now.
Well, what's confusing to me, Ryan, is that you didn't see it against Connorsville. You didn't really see it against Lawrence North, though. Again, that game got out of hand early, but the Red Devils didn't make those kind of mistakes. Why all of a sudden against a far inferior team, I think, and again, they had athletes last week in Indianapolis Tech, but they weren't as good as Lawrence North. Why last week?
Who knows? It's just like maybe it's like miscommunication that's just bringing them down. I'm just trying to think of the possible outcomes that they're trying to draw up.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to figure out why we have another delay right here. Coach Lewis is talking to the head official. The white hat has come to the near side, and I think there's some discussion on where that football should be placed.
Right.
Halftime, well, of course, we're now ready for college football again. NFL football again another weekend.
Yep.
But we're just trying to get through another Friday.
Exactly.
Once they get it all marked off, we'll begin play again. So Muncie Central fans are cheering. Well, sometimes it takes a while for them to sort everything out, and it's taking them a while right now.
Yeah, it feels like an eternity sitting through.
It does. And this guy, he's walked off the field already. All right, put it at the 36-yard line.
All right.
So that is where the Red Devils will have the football. It has not been a good first half offensively for the Red Devils. 10:54 remaining before halftime. Bryce Brown remains in as the H-back. That is Wyatt Bird. Snedeker out of the shotgun. Same formation we have seen the entire game thus far. Bird on the carry, and he got plowed. Martez Neal, 5'11", 182 pounds in there, greeted him first, and guess who? Adrian Level again.
Man, he's having a wonderful game, especially going up the middle, attacking the running back, and it's just, even though it's other team, I give them full props about it.
They've got some athletes, no doubt about it. Those defensive linemen are opening up the holes for Level. 2nd down and 13 for the Red Devils once again. And right now, theirs are beating ours. Richmond again will look to the sidelines and make their checks at the line of scrimmage. Bearcats play everybody in the box again. Here's Bird trying to bounce to the outside. We'll get some of that back in a little bit more.
Yeah, that was a good play by Bird. Even though it was for a couple of yards, at least he was showing some progress to what they need to do.
Tyler Adney there on the stop. When you're right, you've got to be able to establish the run, but at some point, again, we're going to have to throw the football.
Right.
9:47 to go, and the Red Devils have not been able to do that so far here tonight. Holguin, the receiver to the near side. Richmond has basically gone with just one receiver the entire night, and basically 2 tight ends, though Bryce Brown is lined up more as an H-back. He is in there for blocking purposes. Shotgun formation once again. And they'll throw the football over the middle, and Hill, there should be a flag there. I don't see one as the defensive back or the linebacker had a hold of his jersey. It will fall incomplete, and that'll be an incomplete pass. But, we talked about that a little bit ago, throwing to the tight end a little bit more.
Right. I mean, it's kind of good that he's starting to throw it to him now, but obviously incomplete pass, and it just didn't look good.
So now what could have been a possible interference call, the Red Devils will punt it away, 4th down and 7. I had it at 2nd down. It was 3rd down, so 9:22 remaining, and Richmond's offense still struggling in the first half. Here comes the rush again. Nice punt this time by Huber. That's going to take another Richmond bounce inside the 20 and roll all the way down to about the 13-yard line. So an excellent punt, that time by the Red Devils. 9:10 remaining. Reminder, when visiting the Richmond area, there's one clear choice. When you're looking for the best place to stay, that's the Best Western Classic. At the Best Western Classic of Richmond, you get the most amenities available, including indoor pool, fitness center, conference space, free buffet breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and, of course, a clean, quiet, comfortable room. Best Western Classic of Richmond, 533 West Eaton Pike. Bearcats, they have struggled a little bit offensively in their last couple of possessions, and they'll take over the football deep in their own territory, and the quarterback will keep it himself, and a short gain maybe to the 15. We'll call it a gain of a couple. Well, this has been a game of who's taken advantage of the other team's mistakes.
Right.
And so far it has been Muncie Central in this one. We haven't seen a ton of offense either way, but Bearcats, they played with a short field all night long. So now it'll be 2nd down. Let's call it 2nd and 8. Bearcats again in the option. Gillantine on the pitch up the right sideline, and that'll be a 1st down on the run. That's going to be Nick Phillips, I believe, number 22. They got all kinds of running backs they can use.
Yeah, that was a good play by them, by going to the right and, putting the blockers up, and then right at, the sideline, using that juke to just get that extra yard.
And the option is not an easy thing to defend, and there's so many different things that they can do with it. It's not like what Northeastern runs. They run about as weird of an offense as you can get, but when you have the option, you really have to be disciplined. 8:10 remaining. This time the Bearcats going to spread it out a little bit with 2 receivers to the near side. Hash mark right. And Gillantine will keep it himself. He's going to get maybe a couple of yards. Bryce Brown in there for the Red Devils. He was assisted. Let's see who else was in there for the Red Devils. That may have been Jewel Taylor was there as well for the Red Devils, number 42. Blaine Pierce, there's the number 64. Blaine, now one of the many players who goes both ways. And Stark Abbott, Braden Stark Abbott, the lone receiver to the near side. The ball be placed close to the hash mark to the left. This is a now 2nd down and 9 for Muncie Central. They'll put a man in motion again. Gillantine on the carry. And the quarterback keeper, he'll be shy of the 1st down. Out to about the 32, maybe 33-yard line.
Yeah, it was a good play. It was a good play by him, using the option, picking who he's going to go to, and finding that gap to get those extra yards.
I was surprised how many different running backs they used last week against Anderson in their big win. They're going to try to just run it right down Richmond's throat. They haven't had to throw the football too much yet. Here's the handoff. Abbott over the right side. 1st down and more into Richmond territory, and finally driven out of bounds by Holguin at about the 48-yard line.
Yeah, as you were saying about how, Richmond's one of the biggest, problems this year and last year was their tackling, and you can see right there that, he had him, but then he shrugged him off, like it was a leaf, and just it went on, kept on going.
They got to wrap him up. Got to wrap him up early at 201 pounds, only 5'7". He is a load. So now 6:44 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Time stopped here as they went out of bounds. Here's the keeper, Gillantine again. Option, and he keeps it himself. Bryce Brown grabs him and pulls him down, but not after he gets about 8 yards on that carry down to the 45 of Richmond. He does run that option pretty well. He has to make that decision whether he's going to go to the pitch man, find a hole up front. He makes a decision quickly.
Right. And right there, it's just, he will change up direction, but, he just powering up in there. Whatever keeps on working, he's going to keep on doing it.
Stark Abbott will be the receiver to the far side. 2 wideouts again. Hash mark now to the left. 6:06 remaining here in the second quarter. You see the Red Devils again trail it 14-0. Last week they struggled offensively. The struggles are continuing here. Gillantine's going to keep it himself, and he's going to get nothing on that one. He got brought down immediately.
Mm-hmm. It's good play by the Red Devils. They ain't going to get fooled again. Just like a great Who song. Won't get fooled again.
Jackson Haynes there for the Red Devils. So that's going to be 3rd down and 2. And the clock continuing to tick, and what was a very slow first quarter has been a very quick second quarter. 5:27. And boy, everybody's lined up in the box. Fumble the football picked up by Abbott. Abbott will not get the first down. So Abbott, though he picked it up, and the Red Devils able to get back there and stop him. One of those in there, Branton Thomas. So the Bearcats now 4th down.
Yeah, it was miscommunication on the Bearcats' part, but, that's a heck of a break for the Red Devils, not giving up that 3rd down, now having a 4th down.
I could see fumbling the football if it was wet, but we haven't had any rain to speak of so far. But that's another fumble by Muncie Central. They're going to run it again. There, the ball coughed up. It didn't matter either way. It's going to be Richmond football. Just now depends on where they officially place it after another fumble. Jackson Haynes jumps on that loose ball, but the Red Devils would have stopped him short anyway.
Right. Good thing that the Red Devils can get a fumble going their way instead of, causing another one, but let's see what they can do on offense now.
Well, momentum is so big, and you have 4:41 remaining. And Richmond, they just, they're not going to get the football at the beginning of the second half. They, of course, took the kick to begin it, but they just need to get this thing rolling now.
Mm-hmm.
Got to have something positive right here.
Definitely.
That is Alex Snedeker looking to the sidelines once again. Wyatt Bird will stay in as the lone setback. He'll be in there the majority of the time. In fact, we rarely see anybody else. Maybe Holguin is back there. Man in motion. That is Holguin. He'll give it off now to Bird around the left side. Finds a hole at the 40. Still on his feet. Finally brought down. The Bearcats trying to strip the football, but it'd be brought down at the 35-yard line.
That was a good play on Wyatt because, when the ball was handed to him, I thought it was going to be, it was a little slow, so it was maybe going to get to the line, but he found a way to get through it, and he got the first down.
So now the Red Devils, 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Clock is at 4:22. Red Devils still have those 3 timeouts remaining. Bearcats have 3 timeouts. Jewel Taylor will be the H-back now on the right side, and the handoff, and boy, I tell you what, good effort, though, but the helmet comes off of Wyatt Bird. He got met immediately again.
Mm-hmm.
Number 49 was the first one in there. That was Deshaun Wolf. We saw him in there before. As Bird will come out. Also coming out will be Jewel Taylor. But the surge of the Bearcats sometimes is unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. It reminds me of the Roll Tide, just getting in there and just stopping it and just suffocating it.
Barely hand off the ball, and the next thing you know, you got a defender in your face. 3:33 to go. 2nd down and 11. This time Huber will be in the backfield, and now the Red Devils may have got. Did they get the timeout? Yes. Richmond will call the timeout right there, so they will be down to their 2nd timeout remaining, and we will take a break as well on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Muncie Central on top of Richmond, 14-0.
New Vision Sports is a training program that focuses on the training and improvement of this serious-minded athlete, including all ages and skill levels. From creating customized workout plans to providing ongoing motivation and support, New Vision strives to help you achieve your training goals. Their trainers use a variety of effective workout plans based on your specific goals. New Vision Sports, 977-5831, or go to their website, newvisionsports.com. That's New Vision Sports with a Z.
As an internet service provider, Parallax Systems offers reliable residential high-speed internet service and business service. With a fiber backbone reaching over 150 miles, we have created a multifaceted delivery system. Our dark fiber leasing has proved beneficial to public and private sectors alike. Parallax serves Wayne County and surrounding areas. Parallax Systems, when speed matters. A division of Richmond Power and Light.
3:27 remaining here in the first half. Red Devils use a timeout. They know this is a very good opportunity to try to get on the board before the end of the first half. 2nd down and 11. Red Devils again with a shotgun formation as Snedeker takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, throws, and that's behind Bryce Brown. Everything he has thrown so far has been behind his receivers.
You know, we want more passes. Like, it seems like the run game's a hit or miss, depending on how the defensive line is ready to receive it. But you know, Snedeker needs to get these passes to be a little bit more accurate if he wants to get the chains moving.
Well, I think the reason they ran that play they did there is they want to get Snedeker first off out of the pocket if they can and try to get him away from that online or that oncoming defensive line. So they got him out of the pocket that time. Red Devils again. Handoff, Wyatt Bird. Bird has some running room and will be brought down near the 30. Kind of bounced his way to the 29. Still plenty of time, just over 3 minutes remaining here in the first half.
That's a good play by Wyatt. You know, coming off a bad pass, you know, trying to get everything going.
Big 4th down here for Richmond. Going to try to get the Bearcats to jump off sides. Bearcats are showing blitz right here. Red Devils still have 18 on the play clock, so plenty of time. Boy, Level setting up in the middle there for the Bearcats like he's a hungry dog. 4th down, handoff Bird. Bird, he's going to get close. The near side official, the way they've spotted that football, I think he may be a little bit short, but let's wait and see. The official holding on right there. They may have that. Bearcats say he's short. I think he's short a little bit too, but it may be too close, and we're going to have a measurement right here. Wow. How big is this? If Richmond gets it, you still have 2:42 remaining. If you don't get it, there we just talked about a little bit ago, that momentum you've had and trying to get something on the board before the end of the first half.
Definitely.
Okay, here come the chains. All right, so once they bring him across, we'll find out. And they're in no hurry to bring those chains, are they?
Right. Look like sloths out here.
Good thing it's not snowing. All right, now they'll stretch him out, let the official do the job right here, and it is going to be, once they place it down, it's going to be short. It is so close, but only about 4 inches.
That's a heck of a heartbreaker for the Red Devils, and it's just like they getting so, like, Wyatt, especially for Wyatt, he's trying to do everything, trying to get this offense going, and it's just so heartbreaking.
Well, the defense now, don't forget here, you still have 2:42. Don't give up any big plays right here, and at least going to the locker room down just 14-0, not 20 or 21. Mm-hmm. And the one thing you can, did they remeasure that, or they're going to place the football again? All right, they just had to place the football. They moved it over to the hash mark instead. My point is, if you're defending against the option and you give up a big play because you don't play assignment football, you're going to give up a big run. So be really careful right here. Mentioned at halftime, again, the Richmond band is not here tonight, so you will not hear the Red Devil band. We generally showcase them at halftime, but they're not here. So we will check out the NFL this weekend. Of course, one game played last night already. Philadelphia struggled.
Yeah. Reminds me a lot of when they faced the Browns.
Richmond showing blitz. Gillantine on the carry, may get a yard. Red Devils trying to strip the football, but Gillantine will hold on. There's your freshman linebacker once again. We've called his name a couple of times, Jake Haynes. Look at that screen right there. Isn't that pretty?
Oh, yeah.
2:20 to go. Bearcats may be happy just to go into the locker room with a 14-0 lead. The Red Devils making the mistakes. Gillantine to throw and caught at the 30. That'll be a gain of about 3.5 yards on the pass play. That was Jared Wills on the reception. So third down now at about 5. Under 2 minutes remaining.
Yeah, it looks like the Wildcats are just going to take their time, make the Red Devils, like see which one they're going to go. So
here's the pitch, and a dangerous pitch as it falls on the turf, and the back able to jump on it. That was Nick Phillips. I'll tell you what, that's a dangerous play right there. Now, they know they're getting the football back at the beginning of the second half. That's why they may be doing what they're doing, but, boy, that was a pretty dangerous pitch. There's a timeout. Let's see, that must be the Bearcats who called the timeout right there. So they have 2 timeouts remaining. As we mentioned, we're going to keep it here for this timeout. And just a reminder once again, at halftime we'll
141.
Check out the college schedule. That is, in fact, one top 25 team is playing tonight. And then, of course, a bevy of action this weekend. Purdue and IU, Notre Dame all in action. Ball State playing up at South Bend this weekend. Of course, the Colts and Bengals open up this weekend. We'll see how Ryan does with some of his picks. They're going to put 145 or 144. 144.
134.
134. So 134 will be on the clock now. So following the timeout, I had a little bit of a discussion about where that clock should be.
There's been a lot of delays here, like this quarter.
We were doing pretty well till just a little bit ago. All right, 4th down and 1 now for the Bearcats, and there's movement.
Yet again, another flag on the field.
Well, and let's be honest about it, the Red Devils have had their problems with discipline, and that's part of that, but the Bearcats, they haven't exactly looked too sharp tonight either. You take away the 2 turnovers, we might be scoreless.
Right. Maybe a close game, but,
Well, it's still within striking distance. There's no doubt about that part of it, but they haven't looked all that good either. So now the Bearcats will wisely punt this football away. 1:32 remaining in the first half. Holguin is deep. Punter standing at his own 15-yard line. See if the Red Devils will try to come after this one. They did, but that's a good punt again. Holguin, fair catch, would maybe aim at the 36-yard line. Okay, so now, minute 27. Your bottom line, you got to have a big play here.
Yeah.
The Red Devils don't have what you would consider a big playmaker.
Right.
Without Trayshawn Jones, maybe the one that comes to the mind the most, but Bearcats are going to play it. They're going to play it to make you throw.
Right. And if I were the Red Devils, they gotta get something here. At least stick to the sidelines, and you're making every second count.
Yeah, and you still have the 2 timeouts remaining. That's good news for the Red Devils, but the passing attack has really struggled again here tonight. Once again, shotgun formation. Bird is the lone setback. They'll fake the handoff. Snedeker looking downfield. There's Holguin. Did he make the catch? Yes. Red Devils finally get a completed pass down to the 44-yard line of Muncie Central.
That was a heck of a play by Snedeker. He's not had a great game passing-wise, but that sure counted on that.
And we're going to put it actually at the 44. Nose of the football at the 44. Clock stopped in a minute 21. Now the Bearcats are going to play probably pretty loose here. When it comes, they'll let you gain yardage. They just don't want you into the end zone. Again, Snedeker out of the shotgun, low snap, handoff. Bird. He'll get down to the 40.
Here we go, Bird with his relentless drive to get whatever yard he can.
Yep. And I believe the Red Devils are going to call the second timeout, so we will take a timeout as well. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Red Devils trying to get points on the board with 1:13 remaining here in the first half.
The Purdue Polytechnic Institute in Richmond is part of a statewide network that offers the same technology degrees available in West Lafayette. The benefit of earning your degree at the Richmond location is that the campus is small enough to provide you with dedicated one-to-one attention while you earn your degree from Purdue University. Purdue Polytechnic of Richmond. Give them a call at 973-8228 or go to their website for more information at polytechnic.purdue.edu.
All right, what do you do right here? You have it at second down, Second down and 5. Football's at the 39-yard line. You want to get something on the board before halftime. What do you want to do right here?
Well, if I'm the Red Devils, I definitely want to see some yards going our way, not the other way, but going, like I said, sticking to the sideline, and even if it's like a fourth down, don't push it. Maybe go a little conservative, at least go for the field goal. That way you go into the second half thinking that, okay, we got some points on the board, we can come back, and not be drained of all the motivation that Wildcats are putting on the Red Devils.
All right, so the Red Devils again, second down and 5. Snedeker again, you see him in the shotgun formation. Bird next to him, play action pass again. They'll throw. Holguin is there, and Holguin makes the catch. He goes down at about the 11-yard line.
What a play by Holguin, getting that separation by the cornerback and just, waiting for the ball. Not, running, but, just getting that possession to bring it down for the first down.
Here's the tough part, though, once you get into the red zone. Things really start to tighten up when you get inside the 20. The Red Devils have it first down, and there's movement. What did I just say? Things get tight.
Yeah, the Red Devils have had it's been like a plague every time they get to the red zone. It's just something happens.
And that 5 yards makes a big difference when you're trying to, you're 56.2 remaining. Every yard's going to count, so now the football placed back at near the 16-yard line. Now the clock is ticking in. The Red Devils still have one timeout remaining. They want to try to hold on to it. They better hurry here, though. They're wasting some time. 13 seconds remaining on the play clock as now Snedeker gets into the shotgun formation. Bird right to his right behind him. Here comes the rush. Snedeker throws. Ball dropped by Brown.
Man.
The good news is at least it did stop the clock. The bad news is they want to go that way.
Yeah. They don't want to go on the ground. They want to go that way.
Because Brown, he's out here in the flat. He had nowhere to go. They had defenders all around him, and you could see Coach Lewis that way. Got to go south. 32.6. So I think at this stage, you take a couple of shots to the end zone.
Yeah.
Bearcats, they're still going to try to play the run here and force you to pass.
Yeah. Hit or miss. They got to see what they can do here.
Yeah, might as well give it a shot. Here's the handoff. Bird over the left side. Bird finds a hole and gets into the end zone.
Man, what a play by Wyatt. Going to the left. Finding that gap to get the 6 points on the board. Something we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, that'll happen at 27.6. Just before the half, and Richmond finally gets on the board. Wyatt Bird, the touchdown from 16.
Yeah, he's had such a good contribution to this offense. Trying to get, like I said, the chains going. But now get the extra point. The Wildcats, if they decide if they're gonna take it or not. See what they can do here.
The extra point, and Huber puts it through the uprights. No, he missed it.
Ooh.
So the extra point, no good. So the Red Devils do score, but they fail on the extra point attempt. And so now the Red Devils trail it 14-6, 27.6 seconds remaining. We're going to keep it here for the remainder of the first half. Now, if you're on special teams, I think you squib it along the ground. Don't give up a big return.
Right.
Don't give them anything possible because they still have 2 timeouts remaining.
Yeah, at least keep it on the ground, and let the ball get there, travel there. If they're not going to pick it up, have the Red Devils be there to cement it to get no yards gained.
Well, great to have you with us. Next week we make that road trip to Marion. Boy, the Giants, they're the only undefeated team remaining in the North Central Conference through the first 3 games. And the last time we were up there, it was not a good night. So they've really turned their football program around, and that'll be a tough road trip next week. We still get to see a pretty good Lafayette Jeff team on the west, and McCutcheon will be here later. So that Western Division, always very, very tough in high school football. Don't let some of those records fool you.
Right.
So the Bearcats, 27.6 will get it back depending on what happens right here as the football falls off the tee, and Huber will have to place it back once again.
Yeah, you get hit when that happens. You're getting all set, and you're just like, and then it falls. And it's like, gotta reset.
Gotta do it again. All right, let's see what Richmond will do here. Will they kick it deep, or will they squib it along the ground and make sure there's not a return? And they're going to kick it deep. Line drive kick, and that's going to go out of bounds. So the Bearcats will get the football.
You hate to see that, the Red Devils finally get something. Yeah, they missed the extra point, but then you don't want to mess up, especially the kickoff, before going into the half, while, the Wildcats still have a timeout.
You know what the good news is? They didn't return it. So.
Right.
But they do get it at the, 35. Well, again, as I said a little bit ago, the one thing you can't give up is the big play, and I'm just going off what I know from what we saw in the statistics last week against Anderson. And Anderson's not a real good football team either, but one of these guys, you find an opening, and the next thing you know, it's a foot race to the end zone.
Right.
Gillantine will bring him to the line of scrimmage. Football 1st and 10 at the 35. Abbott on the carry, and he got stuffed big time. Let's give credit where credit is due. I want to find the guy who hit him first, and that was Brenton Thomas.
Man, what a play! It just hit him like a semi. Trying to say, hey, road's closed. They ain't passing by.
I think the Bearcats may have called the timeout, and they did. We're going to go ahead and keep it here for this, again, timeout. Brenton Thomas, a junior, he is, not only is he a good football player, we'll probably see him in the basketball season coming up, and young man, too, is a very, very intelligent young man. We have a chance a couple of times to talk to him. Boy, something, I know the Red Devils got the 6 on the board. That is big, and they've just got to find a way. They're going to run up against this, I think, quite often, where teams are going to load it up in the box and really force them to throw a lot.
Right. If I were the Wildcats, though, 13 seconds, I would just, if I were them, just kneel it or run it, drain the clock out, go in the half, away.
Well, and you're right. I think they've got some adjustments to make. Their offense, again, has not been, they've been playing with a short field so far, but I haven't been too awful impressed from what I've seen so far from their offense. And there's a flag down. Wow.
Man, flags are really just slowing the game down,
Yeah, wait till you get to Logansport and they slow down then. And it's 11 o'clock at night and you're wanting to get home. Not to cheer you up at all, but I thought I'd throw that in there.
Right.
And you end up with a rain delay and a lightning delay. And you're getting irritated.
Yeah, like the Ohio State and Oregon State game. That game was just, it went on for way too long.
I sat through an Earlham football game for 2-hour delay the other day. All right, 11.4 remaining. Another penalty flag. 2nd down and 16 for the Bearcats. And guess what? Another whistle blew somewhere and stopped play. We have another flag down.
Yeah, 11.4 is supposed to not be 2 minutes,
Another 5-yard penalty. always curious when you see a rash of penalties like that, like what happened last week. What is it? What is the main cause? You practice and practice and practice, and then the next thing, when you're under the lights, you end up with a lot of penalties.
Right.
Second down, and let's call it forever. Hey, they have to get to the 45. 9.7. Maybe this will be the last play. Abbott, nope, it's going to be the option in the pitch. Going out of bounds, that's going to be Nick Phillips.
And another stop. Yeah.
Well, that'll be at the 32-yard line. Well, I made the mistake of saying that the first quarter was long. The second quarter is moving along quickly, and ended up being a fallacy as we're at the 29-yard line.
Right.
We'll have the IHSAA report coming up at halftime as well. Bob Lovell and the commissioner of the Indiana High School Athletic Association talking high school football as Gillantine will throw. Good arm, ball caught at the 45. That is Tyreek Walker. Walker cutting back to the middle, trying to find running room and looking for blockers ahead. Walker still on his feet, finally brought down at the 41. Well, he made it exciting, and another flag is down.
Oh, my. Oh, my. All I can say is, oh, my.
That's got to be against Muncie Central, I would think.
Yeah.
Here's a block in the back. They say, we have a spotter, it sounds like, 87. I love spotters. That'll go against the Bearcats. That was Kelton Balfour. And so we have now officially made it to halftime. I know, hard to believe, but it is halftime. We will come back, the commissioner's report. We'll check out what's happening this week, talk about this first half that, well, ended up just kind of a sloppy first half. It's all coming up right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
All the amenities you want and the convenience you need. Your next apartment is waiting for you at Chester Heights Apartments in Richmond. Chester Heights Apartments come with 1, 2, or 3 bedrooms with central air, inside laundry, swimming pool, and a new regulation-sized volleyball court. Chester Heights also offers convenient access to IU East, Reed Hospital, shopping, restaurants, and more. Call today for specials. Chester Heights Apartments on Chester Boulevard in Richmond, a proud supporter of all Richmond High School athletics.
For over a century, Richmond Power and Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, they are advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. Richmond Power and Light provides reliable, low-cost energy and technology services in a customer-focused, environmentally responsible, safety-conscious manner. Richmond Power and Light. Together we make powerful partners. For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. In a small town, a company like theirs cannot stay in business for as long as they have without being very good at what they do. It's not just about quality work, it's about customer service. If that's the kind of experience you want on your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Call Reynolds Plumbing today at 966-0994. The Indiana Football Hall of Fame in Richmond, Indiana was founded in 1973. Its mission is to honor the men and women who have excelled in high school, college, or professional football based on their coaching, athletic ability, citizenship, scholarship, and significant supporting contributions to the game of football. The Indiana Football Hall of Fame includes retrospection from Indiana's prestigious football history, from the late 1800s to the present. When you visit the hall, you'll see the names like Weeview Bank, Vegas Ferguson, Newt Rockne, and Lamar Lundy. The Indiana Football Hall of Fame is located at 815 North A Street in Richmond and is open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. There is no entrance fee and donations are appreciated. Take time to visit Indiana football history at the Indiana Football Hall of Fame. Mendenhall's True Value in Richmond is your local source for the things you need at home or your business every day. Everything from hardware, tools, carpet cleaner rentals, window and screen repair, lawn and garden supplies, as well as hunting and fishing licenses. It's all in one place at Mendenhall's True Value Hardware, right around the corner at 125 Southwest 5th Street in Richmond. Give them a call for more information at 962-4842.
We check 'em better. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle is fully inspected and reconditioned by ASE and factory-trained technicians. And each Better Buy vehicle comes with a Carfax vehicle history report, so you know you can buy a vehicle with confidence. We back 'em better with a 3-day satisfaction guarantee. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified comes with a 3-day or 300-mile satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it within that 3 days or 300 miles, just bring it back and we'll exchange it for a vehicle of equal value. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. We price them better. We have dedicated individuals searching the entire country for the highest quality, lowest price vehicles for our inventory. In today's competitive market, we're constantly monitoring vehicle values to ensure that we're offering the best prices possible. We guarantee that every Wetzel Better Buy vehicle is the highest quality used car or truck around. Our reconditioning process guarantees that you are getting a vehicle as close to brand new as possible, and our warranties back that up.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly update from the IHSAA Commissioner himself, Bobby Cox. Now for the inside scoop on what's happening day to day with the IHSAA. Here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Bobby Cox.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bob Lovell. Our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Bobby Cox, begins. Commissioner, week 4 of high school football, weather, a little bit of an issue, and it underlies some other issues, but lightning coming through northern part of the state, southern part of the state, and games had to be moved to Saturday, and had some problems trying to find some officials on these games this weekend.
That's correct, Bob. You know, when we have lightning issues, we have a lightning protocol within our NFHS football rules book that our members follow closely. And I'm very pleased with how we deal with lightning disturbances and trying to evacuate stadiums and get fans into a safe place, as well as our student athletes and coaches and all the workers in the game. But as you mentioned, in the southern part of the state and northern part of the state last weekend, we had some pretty violent weather, and stadiums had to be cleared. And many of those games were postponed to the next day. Well, that sounds all fine until you get to a position of where you're trying to find officials. All of these officials are booked out years in advance, and they have contests on every day except Sunday. And then in some cases, even on Sundays in the youth leagues, they work those games. And what happens is when you postpone a game to Saturday, you really struggle to find crews. And we're starting to see this, and we've talked about this before, where there is a shortage of officials, but it is starting to come to pass now. And I am afraid that there's going to be a day when an athletic director walks out to the football stadium on a Friday night and says, we cannot play the game because we don't have enough officials. And when we postpone games this weekend, last weekend, we had to move games to Saturday, and we had to go with shortened crews, smaller crews. Instead of a crew of 5, maybe a crew of 4, maybe even a crew of 3. And then when you get into the JV games that play on Saturday, we had some of those games canceled because there simply weren't enough officials. So it's becoming an issue.
It is an issue, and I'm powerless to figure out how you change it.
Well, we have to recruit. We do a great job of recruiting. We recruit a lot of new officials, but our issue is retention. And as you and I have discussed in the past, the number one reason that officials leave the game is poor treatment. They leave the game for poor treatment from a variety of sources, mostly fan abuse. It can be coach abuse, but mostly fan abuse. And then there are a lot of other little things that drive people out, and there's personal reasons why people get out of it as well. But as we've talked before, officiating in our state is becoming we're approaching the critical mass. And unfortunately, that affects young people. So our plea is to have people apply for a license, and then we've got to do a better job of retaining them and creating environments that are enjoyable for these folks to work in, as well as enjoyable for the kids to play in. And that deals with sportsmanship. And as we've talked about previously, our sportsmanship program is now being dedicated toward, this year, toward adults and parents. And we've got to collectively work together to create a better environment so that we can have high school sports for these young people.
He's the commissioner of the IHSAA, Bobby Cox. We're talking about all things high school sports related. You have an issue. You could have an issue in tournament time when the number you have to have a certain number of crews to have first round games. That's at critical mass, is it not?
It very much is, Bob. When I was an assistant and we had 5 classes in football and we all played on the first night of the tournament, we needed 155 crews to start the tournament. And this was 8 years ago, my last year as an assistant, and we still had that many crews. Well, now our tournament format's changed. We added a sixth class, and we have a bye week. And because of that, we don't need as many crews in the first week as we used to need to begin the tournament. And that's good because we don't have 155 crews right now that could work the first week. So we have a bye, and we do have enough crews to work right now. But if that number continues to drop, we're going to be like a lot of other states in our country that are going to have to start scheduling tournament games on 2 nights of the first week of the tournament, Friday and Saturday, which is not attractive, Thursday and Friday, which is even less attractive.
Right.
So we've got to work on growing our numbers and providing environments where they can enjoy the event, and we can have an education-based athletic event that is purposeful and within what we believe is the right way to conduct sports.
The commissioner of the IHSAA, Bobby Cox, our weekly conversation. Bobby, it's always great to talk to you. Have a good week.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it.
For over a century, Richmond Power and Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, they are advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. Richmond Power and Light provides reliable, low-cost energy and technology services in a customer-focused, environmentally responsible, safety-conscious manner. Richmond Power and Light. Together, we make powerful partners.
Well, rain's starting to come down a little bit here at Leibold Field. We're in halftime 14-6. Both teams will be back out here in a couple of moments. Ryan Miller joining us here at halftime. And before we talk some college football, more specifically about IU, Purdue, and Notre Dame, all the good teams around the country, let's talk about this first half. It was not a pretty first half either way. Muncie Central takes advantage of some mistakes. Now you got to find a way to cut down on the mistakes in the second half, and still that offense is not rolling the way we like it to up until the very end there at the first half.
Right. With the Red Devils, going back to how they kept on doing the first couple of games, but definitely in that second half, sticking with Wyatt Bird, through thick and thin, they had some ups and downs, but when Snedeker, was getting those passes to be completed, definitely brought some life in there, and especially that pass, to what was that, Hogan?
Hogan,
yeah, down there. That was probably the turning point, definitely. for the Red Devils.
All right, we want to remind you, though, that Richmond will be kicking off the football to begin the third quarter. College football, by the way, that TCU-SMU top 25 game has been delayed. Let's go to tomorrow. Again, IU will be back home. They will be home against Virginia. Did you see the Hoosiers in the first week of the season?
No, I did not, but, I wanted to. I was watching Ohio State, Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, I was actually trying to figure out which games we're going to be on, but but it just seemed like all the games were just like you expected it to be like that. Except now, if you've seen the Penn State game, that definitely got a little fans worried because to Appalachian State, a team that you don't expect, but
Well, Michigan got a taste of that a few years ago.
Yeah.
Well, IU is going to be in action, and by the way, that, if I'm not mistaken, is a night game. It is a 7:30 kickoff, as Virginia will be in Indiana tomorrow. By the way, the Purdue Boilermakers will be in action as well against Eastern Michigan. That's a noon kickoff time. Notre Dame will be home tomorrow. They're going to play Ball State. That's kind of a little bit of a letdown after playing Michigan in the first week. But, again, Ball State gets about $1.5 million to go up there and play football, so they'll take that as well. But really, if you look at it, there are not a ton of big matchups in college football this week. When you look through the top 25, I think I was looking – I'm going to jump back over here and talk about the top 25 real quick, if I can bring it up. I think maybe the best match of the day might be that USC-Stanford game.
Oh, yeah.
Later
Definitely.
on in the evening. So,
that's probably going to be the best match. You expect, like obviously not Alabama, but obviously, USC and Stanford have a huge history, especially from last year when the one of the Heisman Trophy contenders and Sam Darnold won against each other. It definitely showed that, and we'll get to see, since Sam Darnold's not in the pocket now. He's obviously playing for the Jets now, and
good luck.
Yeah. Right.
Hey, and by the way, Ohio State plays Rutgers tomorrow. Big whoop-de-doo on that one. And Alabama plays Arkansas State.
Who?
All right. No, yeah, exactly. NFL started last night. Philadelphia beats Atlanta. Of course, we're all watching to see Andrew Luck play on Sunday against Cincinnati.
Some of us, but definitely Andrew Luck. He didn't play all last year. He just it's, even if you don't like the Colts, it's good to see him back. He's been wanting to come back. At least we'll see what he can do against the Bengals. Good rivalry to start off and stuff.
By the way, we have all of those NFL previews. You see them right there on RadioTroy.com. Every game. I'm going to jump down here and let you look at all the hard work that yours truly puts in to bring you all of that. Look at that. Look at that.
That's just amazing. Top
is
quality.
Amazing, isn't it, though?
Top
all right,
quality.
We will take a break. When we come back, these two teams will battle it out for the rest of the way. It's the Red Devils and the Bearcats of Muncie Central. Second half action is coming up in just a few moments right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Summit Computer Systems is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware service, support, design services, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and more. Summit Computers, 1427 Chester Boulevard in Richmond. Give them a call at 939-2120.
All the amenities you want and the convenience you need. Your next apartment is waiting for you at Chester Heights Apartments in Richmond. Chester Heights Apartments come with 1, 2, or 3 bedrooms with central air, inside laundry, swimming pool, and a new regulation-sized volleyball court. Chester Heights also offers convenient access to IU East, Reed Hospital, shopping, restaurants, and more. Call today for specials. Chester Heights Apartments on Chester Boulevard in Richmond, a proud supporter of all Richmond High School athletics.
Today's game is being brought to you by Tri-County Awards in Richmond. Customized awards and quality engraving services. When you come to Tri-County Awards, you'll get nothing but the best customer service. We take pride in our prompt service and easy availability. Celebrate success with a gorgeous medal, trophy, or plaque from Tri-County Awards. We've been crafting awards since 1972. Choose from a wide variety of designs and styles. We're a locally owned and family operated business. Tri-County Awards, 1001 South East Street in Richmond. After the unexpected, expect us. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance of Fayette, Rush, Union, Decatur, and Shelby counties. Auto, home, life, renters, farm, crop, and business coverage. Coverage you need in a language you know. We take customer satisfaction seriously and don't take a cookie-cutter approach to your coverage. For more information, call 800-723-3276 or go to their website, in.farmbureau.com.
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
We are back once again here at Leibold Field as we're getting ready for the second half as the Red Devils trail at 14-6, and Brendan Evans back here for the third quarter, and we're starting to see now a little steady rain come down as we thought we would. We're just hoping it will not end up being a very heavy rain by the time it's all said and done.
Let's just hope it just stays to rain.
I wouldn't mind if it didn't do anything.
I always like watching football in the rain. It always seems fun to me. So.
Well, I wouldn't mind it either if it were a grass field and it was messy. Then that's football. So, Red Devils will tee it up as the 12 minutes put back on the clock here for the third quarter. Bearcats will get the kickoff here to begin this third quarter play. Tristan Jimenez, one of those deep for Muncie Central. Stephen Huber will tee it up, and a good kick into the wind. Jimenez fumbles it at the 10, still loose, finally picks it up, and on the return he's going to be brought down, and that rain may be a factor now the rest of the way in this one of holding on to the football.
And that's a very big factor, too. And that's going to cost them because now they got their backs against the wall. They got a real riled-up, energetic Richmond defense, and they've got the rain now. So now they've got to try to juggle 3 obstacles at once, trying to get this at least 25 yards down the field. Then they can kind of, calm down just a bit. But
there's another flag down, and we've only got 9 seconds into this second half. Is that going to go against Richmond?
Looks like an unsportsmanlike conduct.
Where'd that come from?
Believe Jewel Taylor got a little mouthy with the ref there. Or another player. Could have been either one.
All right, so not a good way to start the third quarter here. Boy, you had them pinned deep, and the next thing you know, you have a mistake like that, and they have better field position out to the 27.
And what sucks most about that is I know most of these players, they know better than that.
Yeah.
That's what I like to call a stupid penalty.
Yeah, Jewel is he's played a lot. He should know better than that, but see how the Red Devils will respond. Is that Abbott on the carry? And it is.
Looks like it.
Across the 35 to about the 36. So it'll be second down for the Bearcats. Let's call it second down and 3. And we had a rough start to this period. It ended up with a rough start in the ball game for the Red Devils. It's been kind of an ugly game all the way around in most respects. Here is the option, Gillantine on the carry, and he got brought down immediately. Bryce Brown, one of those there to make the stop, and also there, Jewel Taylor.
Looked like Blaine Pierce had a couple hands in there, too.
Yeah, Blaine been very active defensively for the Red Devils. Let's call it third down at about 1.5 yards. So officially 3rd down and 1. Bearcats, 10:46 to go here in the third, just underway here in this third period. They'll go to Abbott, I believe, is the ball carrier. He got pushed back, but I think he got enough to get the first down.
Looks like he exceeded it by about 3/4 of a yard.
It is Abbott at 201 pounds, and again, he's only at 5. They list him at 5'7".
And I was down there. I caught a glimpse of him. I don't think he's 5'7". Looks about 5'10".
A little bigger, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So they've undersized him.
Yeah. And I was actually on the field for most of the third quarter, and I got to, man, that touchdown just brought so much energy to the sideline and for the Red Devils and all.
There's another fumble on the pitch, and I think Richmond may get it back, and they will. Holguin there for the Red Devils. Well, that's a dangerous play in these conditions, too, that you fumble the football on the pitch. I would think Muncie Central will go straight on the handoff instead of the option pitch. But now Richmond will take over at the 42-yard line. So now let's see if Richmond can get rolling on offense. As we mentioned, a little bit of a light rain coming down. It's coming out of the north.
And a lot of Richmond's yards have been coming from passing, so it's going to be interesting if they see it fit to keep trying the running game or maybe even try to pass it. I don't know at this point.
The snap there, and that's going to be a running play as Bird gets stopped inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. Well, you might be gambling if you want to throw in the wind, in the rain too. So we'll see. 9:59 remaining. Red Devils once again. Second down and 5 again for the Red Devils as Bryce Brown stays in as the H-back. Snedeker will keep it himself. 35-30, 25-20, fumbles it, but it goes out of bounds. That thing popped right out of there, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
The good news is he was at the sideline already.
Right. It was going out of bounds anyway, so.
Now, the bad news is that's the second time we've seen somebody cough up a football, so we might see more of that with the rain we're getting here at Leibold.
And I think the coach gave him a little bit of a talking to from halftime from what I heard of holding on to the ball. You got to hold on to it with two hands at this point. It's raining, it's wet, these guys are fired up, and they're ready to hit.
9:30 remaining here in the third. Again, Snedeker out of the shotgun. It'll be Wyatt Bird to his right. There's a low snap, and he has to jump on it. Now, that's going to be a factor. There's no doubt about that at all at this stage.
And Blaine Pierce is a really accurate center, so I think the rain is just probably his biggest enemy at this point.
Yeah. Well, and then, of course, Snedeker trying to go down and get it and pick it up, and it's slippery, and so he has
that was
to
probably the
just jump
smartest
on it.
thing he could have done right there.
Yeah, don't try to do any more than you can. 9:07 to go. I'll tell you what, if either team scores a lot in the second half, that could be a huge surprise. So now second down and 16. Bird the lone setback once again. Here's Snedeker to throw. The rush isn't there. Snedeker down the middle of the field, and Holguin drops.
Oh, close.
In and out of the hands of Holguin. It falls incomplete, and the Red Devils trying to strike gold here in the third quarter.
Very risky play, too. As you mentioned, they're throwing in the wind and the rain at this point.
Yeah. Well, that ball may have hung up a little bit on him as well, as Holguin had to kind of come back to it a little bit and to his left once he turned. So now the Red Devils faced with a third down and 16. And once again, Holguin in motion. They'll hand off Bird. Left side, Bird brought down.
Delivers a hit on the way, though, too.
Boy, no kidding, but he's short of the first down. Red Devils had Jacob Jones, Bryce Brown leading the way on that side, Zach Hill as well. So now fourth down, and probably 4th and 11. Red Devils have to get inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line for a first down. So now Richmond going with one wide out to the right. What will they do right here? Big fourth down play is Richmond. Down 14-6. Snedeker rolling to his right. Here comes pressure. Gets rid of the football, and it's almost picked off. In and out of the hands of the defensive back coming over, number 21. That is Omar Campbell, who nearly intercepted it.
And really, if you think about it, it's kind of smarter that it's kind of better for the Muncie Central that they did drop it, because that just added 20 more yards to their possession. Now, he could have got the pick, he could have added to his stats, but he could have put the team in a really bad spot in the end zone.
Or could have done what last week and picked it off twice and run it back for touchdowns.
Well, you got to give him credit to one. That one got tracked down by Snedeker, remember?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
7:54 remaining here in the third quarter. First down and 10 now for the Bearcats, as they're working on the hash mark now to the near side. Bearcats offense has struggled since early when the Red Devils were turning the ball over. There's the pitch, and around left side, not much on the carry. Mickey Gold there for the Bearcats.
And I'm honestly surprised they went for that play. The last time they went for that, it was fumbled and recovered by Richmond, and they were close to scoring multiple times.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised they've gone
very
with that
dangerous
option
play,
pitch.
yeah.
So the Bearcats now have it after a gain of about 4, second down and 6. Muncie Central again working out of the option with 3 in the backfield. 2 wideouts this time, man in motion, the pitch to the motion man. Near side 30, 35 flag is down. I think we're going to bring it back all the way out to the 48-yard line on the carry that time by Nick Phillips. But that flag coming all the way back to the 31, and that generally means either you held or you pushed. There you go. There's your hold.
And it looked like Julian Hogan, I think not Julian. Stephon Huber, it looked like he just went in there and manhandled someone and almost pushed him into the to the rusher.
Well, another penalty. This has been a penalty-filled football game here tonight.
At least there weren't 15 on us.
That's true. And the night is still young.
Very true. We got 7 minutes and 12 seconds left in the third quarter, and we're only down 8 points.
8 points, 1 touchdown, make the 2-point conversion. But again, Richmond has had chances on offense and just cannot get it going. All right, so Muncie Central again with the penalties. The officials meet, and we delay a little bit longer. I think they're just waiting for the rain to come. They want to see what it's like to be in a monsoon.
But you got to remember, these refs want to get home too, so I don't. they don't want in this for long.
Well, then I'd hold that hanky a little bit more. There's an unsportsmanlike penalty as well.
Looks like this time it's going to be on Muncie Central, though. 2.
Yep, they get the holding and the unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah.
So back them up some more. By the way, halftime just a little while ago, Northeastern leading Lincoln 14-6.
Looks like they've got a duplicate here.
Yeah, they sure do. We'll have all those scores for you either later tonight, tomorrow early from around the state. 7:12 remaining, so second down now in 23 for the Bearcats, and they'll try to run the football again around the left side. There's goal again, and there's just not much there.
That was a good shoelace tackle there by Branton Thomas, but almost didn't come up with it, but just got that 2 or 3 fingers on the bottom or on the top of his cleat and just pulled him down, tripped him up.
That's all you need.
Whatever works, right?
Yeah, whatever works. And now, this is a big third down play. The Red Devils, if they can get a stop right here, you're talking about the possibility of having very, very good field position.
Yeah, right now we're looking at 3rd and 17. And right now I think they're going to pass it, so I think Richmond would be pretty safe just dropping into coverage.
Gillantine hands it off, though, and there's a big run. Big hole to the outside on the carry. Nick Phillips, and Phillips gets a first down and much more. Boy, you had him 3rd down and 17, and you give up a big play I don't see any penalty flags anywhere, so, boy, you let him out of a hole right there.
Man.
That's a big run.
That is a very huge run. They needed it. They needed it, but we didn't, so.
So put the football at the 37-yard line, and those are the kind of plays, though, that, Brendan, you got to make. You get them at 3rd and long. You can't let them convert a first down right there. Force them into that 4th down and give up the football. So now Muncie, 1st down and 10. There's a fumble of the football, and who has it? Richmond.
Good.
Bryce Brown, or was it Brown, or who was it? Nope, it was number 50.
That's Jake Haynes.
Jake Haynes.
The freshman.
So Jake Haynes comes up with a loose football for the Red Devils. And another turnover for Muncie Central.
You know, Troy, I got to tell you, I'm getting pretty good at memorizing these names here.
You're doing well. Yes. That'll get you a raise. So Richmond gets it back. Another turnover. The Bearcats back out on defense. Haynes, the freshman, the linebacker, making the fumble recovery. And, boy, the Bearcats can't hold on to the football. Let's see what Richmond can do right now. There is Bird on the carry, spins, and he'll get 3 or 4 on the carry.
That was a good. I think that was a pretty good run there. He didn't have nowhere to go and made it into a 3-4 yard run.
Yeah. Tristan Jimenez there getting the stop for the Bearcats. Red Devils have it now 2nd down and 6. 5:40 remaining here in the opening half of this 3rd quarter. So we're coming close to the end of period number 3. That is Holguin in motion. The goal coming off the bottom of his shoes, and the handoff again. Bird tries to cut back to the inside, kept those legs churning, and then gets driven back. He was in the arms of Martez Neal, the 5'11", 182-pounder. Flag is down again, and we just keep piling up the penalty flags.
Holding. Red Devils. Holding against Richmond.
Well, you heard it right there. That's holding against Richmond, so Bearcats will take the penalty right here and the yardage on it as well and back the Red Devils up even further. Boy, it's like you take a step forward, 2 steps back. Take a step forward, 2 steps back. And that's how the Red Devils offense was working last week, and it's kind of continued here tonight. So now it's going to be 2nd down and 18? You got to get to the 44-yard line for a first down. Bird again, the lone setback. Here comes the rush, and boy, he had to get rid of it quickly. Snedeker in his defense, he had to get rid of that football because DeAndre Long was breathing down his throat. Coverage was very, very bad that time, or I should say the blocking coverage was very bad. Looked like Sam Gambeau was the one who got beat on that one.
Right, well, I'm glad he threw the ball away and didn't let it become an interception.
Well, I'm not sure how he even got it off as quickly as the defender was there, and now the Red Devils with a hard snap count will get the penalty on the Bearcats, but still you have to get all the way to the 44. That's going to, the 5 yards not going to bother them too much.
It's still a good start.
3rd and 18, 3rd and 13. Whatever we
I think
call
I'll take
it.
the 13.
Yeah, still, we call it 3rd and long still. So 5:11 remaining in the 3rd, and the football placed at the 31. If I thought though that my offense was a little more explosive on 3rd and long, I'd feel better about it.
Right.
But they're going to have to prove to me first that they can convert on 3rd down, which really hasn't happened too much today. Here's the rush again, and the ball overthrown, in fact, a little underthrown to Zach Hill on the near side. And that's what I'm saying right there. He doesn't have enough time to stand in the pocket and throw because the rush has been just way too good for Muncie at times.
Right, and if you want my opinion, Coach Fisher, the O-line coach, yeah, they're definitely getting a talking to on the. See, he's already over there on the sideline there.
Yeah, well, they're letting him in way too fast. The pass blocking has just not been very good tonight.
Right.
And again, Snedeker has to hurry the delivery, and he's just not very accurate when you're throwing that quickly. So now Huber will come in to punt it away. 5 minutes remaining in the 3rd. The rain continues to come down. This one high in the air to the near side. Gould will watch
Let it roll.
That one roll. Another good punt because it takes a Richmond roll all the way down to the 31-yard line.
Bryce Bound is lucky the refs didn't see that penalty there. He stepped out of bounds and then grabbed the ball. That's no good. That's no good.
All right, so Richmond's defense back out once again here in the third quarter. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week, you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors, only $3.50. Every Monday, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki. Tuesday, the oven roasted chicken. And Wednesday, the turkey breast. Subway, treat yourself. 4 locations, Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. So here we go. 4:48, Muncie Central again football. And there's a fumble. Gillantine again. This time he jumps on it. Back at the 20-yard line, another fumble by the Bearcats offense. Well, they just cannot hold on to the football, and yet they continue to try to run that option, and it has not been a good night.
Right, now we're looking at 2nd and 21. And I think the biggest part of this game is, can the centers get the snap off? Because obviously nothing can happen. If you don't, you can turn the ball over easily.
Well, I'm not sure they've had very many dry footballs at this stage, again with the rain coming down the way it is, but they're going to continue to run. Here's the big guy, Abbott. Abbott tripped up thanks to Stefan Huber. Yeah, Huber grabbed his ankle and pulled him down. Otherwise, Abbott may have had a big gain.
Possibly a first down, too.
Yeah, he had a good hold on the
Now we're
near
looking
side.
at 3rd and 21, so that was only a gain of a yard maybe.
Well, they got it 3rd and 16.
Of course, they changed the scoreboard right after I say something about it.
That's right. They make you look silly first.
Oh, yeah.
So Gillantine once again, man in motion. Here's the option again. Quarterback will keep it himself and driven back once again. Not a whole lot of running room for the Bearcats. There's big number 56 once again for the Red Devils. That is LaMarcus Thompson.
Right, and Troy, I don't know if you're noticing or not, but the Bearcats looked like obviously they had some problems with the snap. Yeah. I think it's going to take a lot of pressure off of them because I don't know if you saw that last couple of plays. They actually went under center.
Right.
So that's going to be a lot of pressure off the center if they stay
Holguin
under
is
center.
deep inside his own 40. Holguin wearing those golden shoes. See if it pays off right here. Bearcats, boy, be careful here. If you don't have a good snap and the wet conditions, it may cost you.
And that's going to be a false start on the Bearcats now, too.
Yeah, they got to delay a game. The play clock running out.
Okay.
It's, 25 seconds. It
My
run
bad.
out. It's either way they get the penalty.
Right.
2:35. So back them up. That makes it even worse. For the Bearcats, you got to be really careful on this snap. I think it's going to be a game the rest of the way of who's going to make the fewest mistakes and hold on to the football, because I just don't see anybody executing the way they would like to with the rain. It was a good snap. Here come the Red Devils. The kick is in the air, and that's going to be caught by Stefan Huber, though that was kind of a shaky fair catch. That arm didn't come up very high, did it?
That was actually Julian Holguin there on the catch.
Okay. So Holguin, it was down here, though.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute.
As long as he did it towards the ref, he did like the little, like the arm stretch thing. I think we all did in elementary school when we went to gym class.
You know how you're on the right side, yeah. 2:32 remaining. Rain right now again coming in from the north, so.
And a big problem for Richmond, they have not practiced under center at all this year.
They have not. And the low snap again. They'll fake the handoff, and Snedeker throws.
Oh, man.
It was intended for Jewel
Looks like Jewel Taylor, yeah.
That one, I think, came out of the hand of Snedeker. Snedeker's not a big guy either. I mean, they list him at 5'10". That might be stretching a little bit, but I don't think his hands are very big.
Right.
He only goes about 140-some pounds.
Right, his brother's a freshman, not very big, but bigger than him. So,
yeah. 2:26 after the incomplete pass, so we're looking at 2nd down and 10. Holguin split wide right. He's the man in motion. A little cross again to Wyatt Bird across the 40 to maybe the 41. Red Devils again will be faced with another, third down and long right here. Football, nose of the football right at the 42, so we're going to call it third down and 9. How many times has Richmond been put in a third and long?
Exactly.
A lot.
Yeah. 2 minutes left in the third quarter.
You know, the good news is in the fourth quarter, at least, Richmond will be going with the wind and the rain. I'm looking for some positives here, right?
Right. You need to look for the positives at this point.
Handoff, Bird, turns, knocked down, was shy of the 45, and now the Red Devils faced with a fourth down, and this is another punting situation, I would imagine. If you don't get it here, the Bearcats are going to have excellent field position, so with it being fourth down at about 7, the Red Devils will have to give it up. Another third down in which they can't convert.
And Troy, really quick, if it's okay, I want to give props to the cheerleaders, the student section. It is out here pouring steadily, and the student section is still holding strong. I wouldn't be out there anymore. I'd be home. I'd be hanging out.
Yeah, watching it on Radio Troy.
Oh, yeah.
1:02 to go.
Little self-plug there.
Hey, always. Here comes the rush, and he got it away. Huber, if he wants to get the roughing, the punter, he probably should fall down. Omar Campbell came in strong and almost got the block. He was in there along with Adrian Level, but it was not his best punt. But I will have to tell him, hey, Stefan, if you want the penalty, you got to go down on the turf.
Right.
53.3.
Got to oversell it.
Yeah, you got to. Well, soccer players do it.
LeBron James does it.
LeBron James does it. How about the kid from Michigan the other day? You saw that one, didn't you? He should have got an award for that one. First down and 10. Football.
Emmy award.
Boy, he even delayed before he went down. Bearcats football once again. The offenses have been stagnant, needless to say. Abbott on the carry. Richmond trying to strip the football. And Abbott's going to get a couple of more yards at it. Everybody's shoving a little bit extracurricular activity here on the near sideline.
Well, they didn't blow the whistle, so I don't blame them for that much. But
he was still fighting for yards.
Right, right. He was on the ground. He got back up and ran.
Yeah.
They don't blow the whistle. You run towards your end zone. That's if I've heard anything from any coach ever.
Yeah,
score.
Exactly.
Score.
Till they tell you to stop. All right, so 19 seconds remaining. Red Devils trying to get the stop here at second down and 5. Bearcats once again working under center will be
Abbott yet again.
Abbott, on the carry and the handoff again from Gillentine, and that's going to do it for the third quarter of play. We are going to head to the fourth. I don't see any penalty flags, right? That's the big thing. No penalty flags. And that is going to do it for the quarter, and we will head to the final 12 minutes. No scoring here in the second half. Do not go away. This is Richmond football, Radio Troy Digital Sports.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
Today's game is being brought to you by Tri-County Awards in Richmond. Customized awards and quality engraving services. When you come to Tri-County Awards, you'll get nothing but the best customer service. We take pride in our prompt service and easy availability. Celebrate success with a gorgeous medal, trophy, or plaque from Tri-County Awards. We've been crafting awards since 1972. Choose from a wide variety of designs and styles. We're a locally owned and family-operated business. Tri-County Awards, 1001 Southeast Street in Richmond.
We're ready for a rainy fourth quarter as we're down to third down and 1, and on the carry, Gillentine, the quarterback, depending on the spot of the football, it looks like he may have gotten a first down, and he did, as we'll place it at the 42. Ryan back with us. Brandon upset as he moves downstairs somewhere.
Yeah,
he was kind of upset about that, wasn't he?
Yeah, you can telling his emotions.
He wanted to keep commentating.
I know.
Of course, next time it'll have to be you first quarter, he in the second, third, and fourth will go that way. That'll make him happy. And he can have the halftime.
Right.
Boy, these guys, these egomaniacs anymore, they want all the airtime.
Right.
Fourth quarter, Bearcats get a big first down. Abbott over the right side. Abbott, boy, that's a hard hit right there. He goes down, and they're going to place that football at about the 46-yard line. Well, you kind of thought that when this rain moved in that things are going to be flying everywhere.
Yeah,
That's what's happened.
Yeah, especially last quarter with quite a few fumbles, just happening, and it definitely showing error on both sides.
Well, you're trying to hold on to that wet thing, and the gloves don't work either. And there's another flag, and
man,
boy, the fans, by the way, are getting upset.
Oh yeah. I don't hear the bleacher creatures, getting all up excited how they were earlier.
Well, it's rain will put a damper, and all these penalties will put a damper. Just not good football. So that'll move it back to the 41-yard line. Boy, next week, again, we go to Marion. We were there the last time. It rained heavily. They had a heck of a time. That was before they had turf. They have turf now, but it was a mess that night. Abbott again. Breaks a tackle or two, fumbles the football. Bearcats get it back.
Man.
Well, that popped out at the last moment, and right there to recover the football is Nick Phillips.
Yeah. It was a scary moment for the Bearcats, but, for the Red Devils, they've been, like the last few fumbles, they've gotten it.
Yeah.
Not really done much with it, but, it's, the Bearcats have, finally got, their own ball back,
Well, they're going to try and at least get a dry football. Each team has their own footballs that they use on offense, and the Bearcats trotting out another one, although you can tell it's very wet. Here's Abbott again. Bearcats are going to be just content to run it as much as they can. You think at 10:09, I don't know when they took over here, it's been about a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
If they feel they could run off another 6 or 7 minutes on a drive, really put the Red Devils behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, it reminds me of how the Patriots, run the ball. How, Brady would, control the clock. They're doing that. But let's just say, it's fourth down.
Well, it is fourth down, so they're going to give up the football. The Red Devils will get it back as it'll be Holguin deep, and the punter will be kicking into the rain and into the wind. They're going to fake it, and it's a snap to the up back, first down. That is Jimenez. Jimenez will score unless he can get stopped here by Holguin. He has tacklers, or should say blockers, in front of him, and the Red Devils can't make the stop.
Wow.
And on the fake punt, it will go 52 yards in the score.
That is just like, you don't expect that. You would think, with them being up, they would just, punt the ball. But, that was a great play on the Bearcats, mixing it up, and having them run for it and making it a touchdown.
Well, Richmond never saw it coming.
Oh, yeah.
But it was Tristan Jimenez, the senior, who scores. And once he got the first down, boy, he found a seam up the right sideline, and that was it. The only thing standing between him and the touchdown was Holguin, and there was about 5 white jerseys blocking for him. 9:23 remaining, and that's a huge score
it was like
for the Bearcats.
It's like his own personal security.
There's another flag.
And, well.
That's going to be against the Red Devils, though, this time. Well, I tell you what, you mentioned when you talk about the trick plays, that hurts more than anything when you know that you've done what you needed to do defensively for the most part, and they pull that out of their bag of tricks. And I doubt they've used that yet this year. Richmond may have would have seen it somewhere, but Gillantine on the 2-point conversion gets in, and a scrum at the goal line. The 2-point conversion is good.
Man, you can see Brendan on the sideline. He's not happy, but
I'm not going anywhere yet. Let's wait and see. Is there a penalty anywhere? Okay, so here we go as we'll see the
Looks like they're going to go up for the extra point here.
$9:20 remaining. Gillantine able to put it in the end zone. Apparently the return man ended up stepping out of bounds at about the 1 yard line. And here's the extra point attempt, kicked high in the air, and it is no good.
Wow.
So after all of that, we will head to a quick timeout. 9:20 remaining here in the fourth quarter on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Red Devils trail this one 20-6.
You've got too much stuff in your house or in your business and nowhere to put it all. What do? Here's the answer. Quaker City Storage in Richmond. Quaker City Storage offers various size units for either short-term or long-term storage. You'll get the best rates in town, and you always have 24-hour lighted access to your stuff. Quaker City Storage on Industrial Parkway next to A House Tool. Quaker City Storage is a proud supporter of all Richmond High School athletics.
At First Bank Richmond, we provide you with an excellent banking experience. Whether it's personal checking, savings, mortgage loans, consumer loans, retail lending, or trust and investments, you can count on First Bank Richmond. First Bank Richmond has been serving the Richmond area since 1887. For more information, give them a call at 962-2581 or go to their website at firstbankrichmond.com.
Well, the rain still very steady. The break going to the Bearcats, and now Richmond. Will they get the football
deep one right
on
here.
a return? No. That's a great kick that time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
All right, so now Richmond. The wind is behind them. They have the rain behind them. The football's still slippery, though. That
right.
Can't do much about that. But, boy, this will be the second week in a row in which the Red Devils offense just unable to produce on a consistent basis.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll stay in the shotgun once again. Everybody that's out there now is, believe me, very, very wet in this steady rain.
I'm most likely tired.
I'm tired. I'm not even out there. Because I know that it takes a lot out of you when you're playing in these conditions. You're knowing that everything has to go just right so you don't make mistakes. There's a little throw out on the flat to Wyatt Bird. He'll be brought down, a short gain.
Yeah, Snedeker was trying to pass it to Bird, but, he saw him was open, but you see those two defenders, they were not going to let that happen. So they did not let him get, let him get a yard, but.
Well, the other thing, keep him in bounds, too, because you want that clock to run.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're the Bearcats, though, they continue to keep just about everybody in the box, knowing that Richmond has struggled in throwing the football. They're going to continue to make Richmond put it on the ground. That's a big-time hit. There he is again, Adrian Level.
Man.
He got Bird and just laid him out.
Oh, yeah.
Level, pretty good player, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's, having a lot of pressure, especially with the big-time tackles. And with that one, it's just,
I'd be curious to know Alan Level, if that's his grandfather, played in the NBA for a few years.
Who did he play for?
Well, last time I remember was Houston Rockets for a while. Yeah, that's been a few. That's way before your time, though.
Right.
Another third down and long for the Red Devils. Snedeker to throw, and it's short.
Man.
Now, Bryce Brown, I think he just tripped going for the football anyway. There was not much on the throw. It was too low.
Yeah, well, I think Snedeker, it was obviously the ball is wet, and it probably was a little harder to throw, especially being on going to his left and stuff. So, having an incompletion.
Well, when you're not a throwing football team, and the Red Devils are not, it's awful hard to master something like that when it's not something that has been in your repertoire. 8:03 to go, and the Red Devils just haven't been able to do it.
Ooh.
That's a good punt.
Yeah.
The return here by the Bearcats. This is goal. There's a flag. Well, that was easy to see, wasn't it? DeAndre Long with a block in the back.
Man.
You ever just go, come on, guys. I mean, that's illegal. You hit the guy in the back on the return, and Everybody in the stand saw that.
Mm-hmm. You need a magnifying glass to see that one, or and everything.
7:46 remaining here in the fourth quarter, and if we were to take a picture of this game, don't put it up anywhere and say this is how this game should be played, because it's been a sloppy football game, and the rain is not helping the cause.
Yeah, literally and physically.
Yeah. So now once they mark off the penalty here, Coach Lewis, you can't see him. He's talking to that official down in the left corner of your screen, so he's going to decide how he wants to take this. I would imagine you take the yardage here somehow. I don't know what we're even talking about. Other officials, you see them at the 35-yard line. They're all gathered together. You know what I found interesting at the halftime talk, they were talking about the lack of officials that you have now in a lot of states. People just aren't going into the officiating business. And that if it continues to go the way it is, they were talking about you're going to have 2-day tournaments, like you're going to have to play on Friday and Saturday, because those officials that are working on Friday will have to come back and work on Saturday at another place because they just don't have enough officials now.
Wow. Yeah, that's surprising. That'll definitely have a shift in that, and hopefully it doesn't come down to that. But.
Yeah, first off, nobody wants to take the abuse, and second of all, it probably doesn't pay a whole lot.
Right.
We're going to continue to see some of that rain head our way. Shutting the window.
Right.
They didn't clean our window either, by the way.
I know, right?
All right. This is taking way too long to figure this out, fellas. Come on.
I know, right? 7:46, and it's just taking a while.
All right, so there's 2 fouls on the play, and that's why it took so long to get her figured out. Hey, how about Wyatt Bird going and getting the official's flag and bringing it to him? There you go.
Man, that's top-level sportsmanship.
Maybe that'll help him later.
I know, right?
Stop a holding call. Maybe he'll see a holding call and not see it. There he is. There's the white hat coming back. Right. He had to run about 70 yards to get back over there. 7:46 remaining, and again, a nasty, wet night is expected. And right now, the Red Devils down by 14. Bearcats trying to run this. That's a broken play. Gillantine nowhere to go. Blaine Pierce coming from behind will get the sack. Quarterback turn. Nobody was there. So each team still with the 3 timeouts remaining. Red Devils will have to start looking at that here relatively soon if Muncie Central continues to run some clock. Abbott again. Abbott will be driven back. He'll get about 3 yards. There's another flag.
Man.
So that flag laying at the 35.
Man, it's very repetitive, these flags and stuff. It's like I'm watching an NFL game.
Well, the good news about this, I may decline this one. It's still going to be 3rd down and long. We don't generally keep how many penalties have been on the night, but I'll tell you what, next time we may have to.
Right.
Because I know we're in double digits together. No doubt about that, but I think Muncie Central probably is in double digits on their own. All right, so mark him back to the 25-yard line.
7:13. 11 o'clock.
Yeah, it's going to be about 2nd down and
16.
Yeah, 16. They got to get to the 41-yard line. Gillantine puts a man in motion. There's the pitch. Cutting back against the grain will be Phillips, and Phillips out to about the 32, depending on the spot where he went down, maybe the 33. It's going to be shy of the 1st down. Still about 8 yards remaining. But now it's going to be 3rd down and long. We've seen a lot of 3rd and long situations here tonight. So football again at the 33. 6:40 remaining in this one. Boy, Bearcats can really run a lot of time off the clock if they get another 1st down.
Man,
And I think they'll probably go for it. They have 2 chances to get a first down right here.
Yeah.
Red Devils use that flares jumping near side. Well, you're not going to do it when that guy took off.
Yeah.
Levi Klein was racing toward the end zone. You ever see Robin Williams in that football movie a few years ago where he does a little maneuver and he goes by the guy?
Mm-hmm.
That's what that reminded me of. What was the name of that show? It's past your age, too.
Yeah. I know some shows, you know. I especially know a lot of older media or, yeah.
What do you mean older?
What? Oh.
What are you, 15?
16.
You're 16 now.
Mm-hmm.
16 years old. My shoes are older than you. 3rd down and 13 after another penalty flag. Handoff, Phillips over the right side. He'll get a nice gain across the 36.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, now they're at 4th down.
And 5.
Well, tell you what, I'm not so sure that, you know, they've stopped Richmond so far. Why not go for it? You're up 2 scores.
Yeah.
With 5:48 to go, you get a first down here. I think you pretty much guarantee yourself a win.
Deal, yeah.
They're not going to show punt here. And knowing that Richmond has struggled to score, I'm going to let my defense do the work.
Right.
Because I'm not sure Richmond can do it twice. Play clock down to 3, and there's a jump. Boy, they are about as undisciplined of a football team as you're going to see.
Ooh, you can just hear the fans, you know, yelling.
Well, the question is, did somebody get a timeout before anybody jumped, or did they call that on Richmond? The penalty, well, they're marking off the penalty like it's going against the Red Devils. Well, he went that way. The official marked it off. He went against Richmond. He's supposed to go the other way. There you go.
Man.
So back to the 22-yard line.
Okay, so now they're punt. All right.
Yeah.
Looks like.
Well, the thing is that, you know, you don't jump off sides right there. You have a chance to get a first down and seal the game.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that doesn't bother me tonight if I'm Muncie Central as much as it'll bother me, what will you do in a close game later on?
Right.
You Red Devils need to get 2 scores on the board within 5:22. If the Bearcats get it back another time, and we've got a timeout by Muncie Central. We're going to take a timeout as well. Muncie down to their final 2 timeouts. Red Devils still have all 3. Stay right there. We will come back. This is Richmond Football and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
We're back here at Leibolt. It is a 4th down and 10. Bearcats after the timeout. Richmond will get it back with 5:22 remaining here in the final period of play as the Bearcats get the punt away, and it's a pretty good one as this one will land at the 40 and take a Muncie Central bounce. And it's picked up. They're going to say somebody from Richmond touched it. I'm not so sure that's the case.
Yeah.
Red Devils had a player go down.
Oh, and that's actually the first injury, I believe. Because we haven't had one this whole game.
Well, they're going to say it was not touched by a Red Devil. So that is good news if you're Richmond.
Yeah.
The bad news is now Richmond has only 5:11 remaining in this one. If that were the case, that would have been a heads-up play by Alex Stark, who picked up that loose football and headed toward the end zone, but they will say it is down right there. First down for Richmond. Snedeker again in the shotgun. We've seen this formation pretty much the entire night. Boy, there's a lot of jumping up front. And another flag down. Wow. That'll be on the defense.
I had $1 for every flag that was on the field. I'd be rich right now.
Well, you'd at least have something to eat later, a pizza or something.
Yeah.
And probably have change to go and give a good tip.
All right.
So now it'll be 1st down and 5. We'll put the football at the 31. They aren't fun to play. They're not fun to call. They're not fun to watch. I mean, let's just be brutally honest about it. It's not been pretty football.
Completely agree. It's also hard to see.
Yeah, it is. It's getting a little worse. That rain, very, very steady now here in the 4th quarter. Bird, the lone setback. Snetter again to throw. Ball caught. Holguin makes the catch, and he'll be brought down around the 37-yard line. Red Devils get a 1st down. 4:46 to go. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Well, you got a lot of water over there.
All right.
Must be anticipating spending the night. Shotgun again, more of a pistol formation this time as they'll pump and throw. Holguin, caught, 30, at the 20, and touchdown Richmond.
What a play by Julian Holguin, going up the sideline, getting past the defender and getting separation to get the reception and making his way down the field to the red zone.
63 yards.
And, as you were just saying, that like they got to do something, 5 minutes, it's 4:24, and this just shifted momentum right here.
Yeah, they needed that play, and they got it. Boy, that was a nice throw by Snedeker, finally putting it on the mark, and Holguin, I think it was that little pump he put there, too, that kept the defensive back holding. So now the Red Devils will be forced to go for the 2-point conversion right here. They're down by 8.
Yeah.
So they need 2 someplace. Might as well see if you can get it right here. They'll throw over the middle.
And
and the 2-point conversion by Zach Hill.
Now it's a 1-score game, and now, if you're the Red Devils, now is the time to step up the defense, make the stops, and get it back to possibly tie or, take the lead in this football game.
Take a break on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. 4:24 remaining. Bearcats lead it by 6.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery, Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023.
Well, the Red Devils giving Muncie Central a chase here as we get closer and closer to the end of this one. But Richmond now pulling it within 6 on the touchdown pass and the 2-point conversion. Well, if you're Muncie Central now, you cannot give Richmond the football back.
Right.
And they have not been able to run the football and stop the penalties for the most part in the second half. Again, their lone score came off of the fake punt.
Yeah. May I like to add is that, Richmond still has all 3 of their timeouts, which, if they get it back, they can definitely, control the clock.
Line drive kick will go out of bounds and out of the end zone, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bearcats at the 20-yard line. So now, Richmond's defense, see what they can do to step up right here. And, you're on the other side of the ledger, and if I'm Muncie Central, the way this rain is coming down, and you're going to have to squeeze that football a little bit tighter, which may be good news for Richmond.
Yeah. With Richmond's momentum now from them just scoring, I wouldn't be surprised, if they go for maybe like 2, if they're going to, like if the Bearcats, like they were before, continue the run, maybe to blitz, to possibly knock that ball out with it being raining.
Yeah, that ball's going to be plenty slippery for sure. 1st and 10 Bearcats, 4:24 remaining. And the game clock not running at the moment, but the quarterback holding under center, and now they will hand it off, and Abbott nowhere to go. And he got stuffed. He's going to lose a yard, I believe, as that may have been 64 coming in Blaine Pierce once again.
Yeah, like I was saying, with the Red Devils now, all is in their favor right now, trying to, just to get that football back. And, major props to the D-line, getting up the middle and stopping the run.
So now 3:55 remaining. Bearcats now will start to use that clock a little bit more as they're trying to hold on here in the fourth quarter. Here's the tailback level over the right side. He doesn't get a whole lot. Once again for the Red Devils, that was LaMarcus Thompson. And now it's third down and long for Muncie Central.
Yeah. So it's, third down territory for the Bearcats, but, this is probably the turning point of Richmond's, chance to get the ball back.
This big third down play right here for Muncie Central. It's third down and 7, and they, again, will let the play clock run down as far as they can. That'll chew some time off the game clock as well. And then they commit another penalty. I think there's two guys moving at once. So the Bearcats, a huge penalty, goes from third down and 7 now to third down and 12. That's big.
Yeah, it really was, because now you're even farther back, and you gotta think about on the Bearcats sideline. It's like how did this happen in 2 minutes?
Well, they have to get to the 30.
Yeah.
So at this point, I don't know if they're going to be able to run the football for that first down. The Red Devils have to be careful of a pass play right here, but the Bearcats haven't been really good in the passing department either.
Yeah.
They're not a passing football team.
Right.
2:50 to go and counting here in the fourth quarter. They'll fake the pitch. Gillantine rolling, tries to find a blocker. Got away, and I think he got the first down. That's big.
Yeah, that really is. That just, if you're the Red Devils, you don't want to lose all hope right now. There's obviously, you can stop them. You still have all 3 of your timeouts. You can just stay calm and just play the game.
Well, the other thing is, you had a chance to stop him, and you missed a tackle.
Yeah.
And that's a huge, huge first down. And you're right, the Red Devils still have the 3 timeouts, and you got to be wise in when you're going to use them. Because the Bearcats are going to be in no hurry right here. They have 23 seconds. They can run this under the 2-minute mark.
Yeah.
Just on this play alone. And Richmond's got to keep their timeouts in case they get the football back.
Right.
First down and 10 for Muncie Central. Fumbled the football, and jumping on top of it was Nick Phillips again.
Yeah, if you're the Wildcats, I think you're starting to get, what's called like trigger happy. You're just like, because there was obviously it's still time on the play clock for them to drain it even more, but they decided to, snap it, and it, luckily they got the ball back, but it had a fumble, and that's not good if you're the Bearcats.
Well, the one thing about it, got to secure the football. 1:55 remaining in the fourth. Red Devils trail it by 6 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
We're back here at Leibold Field as the Red Devils trying to get that football back. Second down and 13 as Muncie Central struggling holding on to the football. Let's see if there's any other finals here real quick, if I can pick up some. And again, depending on any rain delays or anything like that. I don't see anything right at the moment, but we'll again have those scores for you coming up a little bit later.
Yeah, second down and 13 with 1:55 left in the game.
Yeah, big possession again for the Bearcats on second down. Gillantine fakes it, rolls, and he's going to go down. There's Blaine Pierce. The first one there, though, was Jewel Taylor to force him to go back to the inside.
Now, if I was Richmond, I would take a timeout, and it looks like they're going to, and that's a smart play on their end.
Well, now if you're going to get the football back, it only leaves you with one timeout remaining.
Yeah. This is now or never. Like, it's 3rd down and 13. Like, if the Bearcats get this, game's over. But if they can stop them right here, this could be, Richmond get it back. They'll have their one timeout. See what they can do here.
Well, the key will be getting it back. We saw the Bearcats get a 3rd down conversion on long their last time out. And again, the Bearcats still have 2 of their timeouts remaining, 1:44 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Want to remind you again, next week we'll make that trip to Marion as the Red Devils take on the Marion Giants, and they don't want to go to Marion 0-2 in the North Central Conference.
Right.
But this is another big 3rd down. Bearcats converted on the last 3rd down and long. 2 receivers to the near side, Stark Abbott along with Tyreek Walker.
You can hear all the fans trying to make some noise to distract the Bearcats right here.
Gillantine puts a man in motion, and there's another flag. My gosh. Another penalty, but this one's on the Bearcats, I think. Nope, they're going to say it's on Richmond.
Oh.
So it's going to be on. The one official says it is on Richmond. So we're going to get the official word from it will be on Richmond. So that's instead of 3rd down and 13, it'll be 3rd down and 8, which that situation becomes a little more manageable if you're the Bearcats. Plus, it gives you an extra 5 yards to work with.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit more stressful if you're the Red Devils, because this is like I said, now or never.
I'm not sure who was offsides though. Was it Jacob Jones? Pierce is in there, Jones in there, Thompson still in there, and Jewel Taylor. That's your front 4. Gillantine again under center. Puts a man in motion. The pitch. It'll be Phillips. Phillips around the right side. Finds a hole, and he got a first down. Depending on if he went out of bounds, and he got the first down.
Wow.
He got it by half a football.
Man.
So another 3rd and long conversion by Muncie Central. And believe me, it was a half a football where they spotted him out.
Yeah. Now,
football's at the 43. Now Richmond still has the one timeout remaining, and they may have to use it here pretty quick.
Yeah. Let's just see if, it's still raining. Still anything can happen. It's, 138.
Well, if I'm Muncie, let me tell you what, I just hand it off, and even Gillantine, do it right there and just use all your downs, and then Richmond's going to have to call the timeout.
Yeah, because, with what they're trying to do, obviously with the whistle blowing, they're trying to stay up as long as they can, to drain that clock down.
All right, we'll take a timeout as well on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Red Devils down by.
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
Well, there you see it. Richmond in the steady rain here tonight, trailing it by 6. A good effort here late. Only problem is you gave up 2 third down conversions. Even after you got them at 3rd and 13, you committed the penalty, made it 3rd and 8, and they still managed to get a first down.
Yeah, it's definitely it's just heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is disappointing. You had a chance.
Yeah, you got to think they got the touchdown, and the way it seemed like it was going to go, and it just didn't go their way.
Yeah, well, it'll be another tough one for Richmond.
Right.
And again, you're down to 1:39 remaining here, and the rain starting to come down a little bit harder on a Friday night. Bearcats will play it a little tighter now as they will hand it off to Abbott. Abbott spinning ahead. Boy, he got some big-time yards even after he got hit at the line of scrimmage, and that's going to do it because he just got another first down, and there's nothing Richmond could do now to stop the clock. Well, the Bearcats scored the touchdown on that fake punt, or at least they got themselves in position to score on the fake punt.
Yeah.
And that's been the difference in the second half, even though the Red Devils got the touchdown pass late. And it will not be enough here when it's all said and done.
One positive that you can take away from this game is that, closer. It's a lot closer than it was the past few weeks.
As Gillantine will just step back and fall down and let the clock run out. Well, next week, again, it's not going to be easy because next time out, it's Marion. They play well at home. They are undefeated going into tonight's play. They love beating Richmond in anything, and they love getting Richmond up there. So the Red Devils will certainly be behind the 8 ball next week again just to try to get the offense with some consistency. You got yourself in a hole tonight. You can't throw the football, and when you do, it's late, and you put yourself in a position that you can't come back from. This will be the last snap for the Bearcats, and that's going to be it. So the Red Devils will lose this one here tonight on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Your final score, Muncie Central 20, Richmond 14. Ryan, thank you. Brendan, thank you as well. You guys will be back in, 2 weeks on the Richmond broadcast. Are you guys coming back?
Well, I think we're going to be going back to TV. Maybe
you go back over there. Yeah,
maybe we can do it next week.
We'll see what happens. All right. Final score: Muncie Central 20, Richmond 14. Thanks for being with us. This has been Richmond football and Radio Troy Digital Sports.